Reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Federal Reserve is holding interest rates steady over uncertainty. President Trump has been pushing for cuts, but as CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports,
policymakers point to concerns over inflation and slowing employment, as well as the war with Iran and rippling economic effects.
The implications of events in the Middle East for the U.S. economy are uncertain. In the near term, higher energy prices will push up overall inflation, but it is too soon to know the scope and duration of the potential effects on the economy.
The pinch on oil supplies is sending gas prices skyrocketing.
U.S. intelligence officials testify about the Iran war and threats confronting the homeland. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard tells a Senate committee,
Iran has previously demonstrated space launch and other technology it could use to begin to develop a militarily viable ICBM before 2035.
House Democrats are attempting to force a vote on legislation to fund the Department of Homeland Security, but not federal immigration enforcement, as the partial government shutdown stretches into its second month. Democrats have introduced a discharge petition to try to circumvent Republican leaders and bring legislation to the floor to fund several agencies through September, including the TSA, where unscheduled absences have more than doubled due to a lack of paychecks. New York City travelers are arriving 3 to 4 hours ahead of scheduled flights.
I travel a lot, and I'm trying not to travel, so definitely it has affected how I'm traveling.
President Trump stopped by Dover Air Force Base today. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports from the White House.
The dignified transfer of remains is a solemn ceremony meant to honor fallen members of the military. This is the second dignified transfer President Trump has attended since Operation Epic Fury began on February 28th. The ceremony, which was private at the request of the families, honored 6 members killed when their KC-135 refueling aircraft crashed in midair over Iraq. The death toll from the war is now at least 23. Another 200 service members have been injured in the conflict. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
It's not even spring yet, and a major heat event is underway in the western United States. Meteorologist Craig Allen.
We have alerts for this extreme heat that start up around the Santa Rosa, Napa area of California, down through San Francisco, including the city itself. San Jose to Atascadero, and then we start working down closer towards the L.A. area. Santa Maria is included in this heat alert. That's a heat advisory for Santa Maria, but inland across the deserts, it is an extreme heat warning.
The Dow fell 768 points today. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Coming up, a trail of debris after a Metro bus slams into several cars in North Seattle. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, this one brought to us by Home Comfort Alliance. We've got flooding out in Carnation now, and it has closed a number of roads near the Snoqualmie River. We'll start with the Tolt Hill Road. That is closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge. West Snoqualmie Road is closed between Tolt Hill Road and Southeast 24th Street, and looks like they're going to continue to close some roads, basically following the Snoqualmie River throughout the afternoon as flood levels continue to rise. Here in Seattle, South 5 was slow from the U District in the downtown, 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5 jams up at the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. You got a nice clearing in downtown, and then through the heart of downtown, and then you're solid again from Mercer to the Ship Canal Bridge. Altogether, 25 minutes through downtown Seattle. Seattle to Everett, you're wide open. Bellevue to Everett, drivers are looking at scattered backups between Kirkland and Bothell, 40 minutes to make this trip. South 405 now solid from Southeast 8th to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way closing in on 50 minutes. It is bumper to bumper between 405 and 516, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway also at 50 minutes. Last year was one of the hottest on record. Get efficient heating and cooling with the Home Comfort Alliance heat pump for the price of AC. Don't wait. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Just a wild scene in Seattle's Greenwood neighborhood today when a King County Metro bus driver suffered a medical episode, caused a crash involving 7 vehicles. This man tells us he saw that bus side-swiping cars.
And the bus just kept going. It just kept hitting cars.
Bus left a trail of debris along Greenwood Avenue from 80th to 85th Streets. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey saw the aftermath.
Damage on the front of the bus, on the sides, and on the front windshield, just completely smashed out as the driver, SPD says, had a medical emergency. The passenger apparently had to help the driver after the driver ran into 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Seattle police told me a total of 7 vehicles. Reporting from the scene here in North Seattle, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
3 people, including that driver, were taken to the hospital as a precaution. The 15-year-old arrested for the fatal shooting of 2 Rainier Beach High School students had a court date this afternoon. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch tells us the boy decided not to attend.
In the boy's absence, Judge Tanya Thorpe found there is probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. She also ordered the boy held in secure detention, citing an ongoing threat to the community. Casey McNurthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office on what happens next.
That investigation with Seattle Police continues, and we anticipate getting a case referral for a charging decision by Friday.
We also learned that the teen was under juvenile court supervision at the time of the shootings. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Everett police say DNA evidence helped them identify a suspect in the theft of a fire engine last summer. Tyler Lehmans tells KIRO 7 TV it happened right outside his home.
It was a really quick earthquake. It shook the whole house. It shook all the cups on the table. And it pretty startling.
Police say that man drove the stolen fire truck through North Everett, hit about a dozen parked cars. He ditched the truck and ran, and by the time he was identified, officers later learned he was already in King County Jail. He now faces nearly 20 charges in Snohomish County. To your weather updates, we are looking at cloudy skies, rainy and gusty in some spots. Also some minor to moderate river flooding as well. Right now, 58 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show.
Yes.
Listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
This should be good.
Thank
This
you.
should be good. I feel good about this one. I feel
Hey
good.
there, it's Sibel in Palm Beach. God. My goodness, but you are handsome. The God's blessed you.
Mhm.
Look at those eyes. They're just wonderful. The hair is wonderful.
Yeah.
I would maybe let it grow a little bit and slick it back. I love that look. Sort of like a Rudolph Valentino.
Yes,
Do you know how to say poodle in Italian?
Okay, there's a...
It's carne barbone. Means bearded dog.
Thank you. I love her pop culture references to Rudolph Valentino.
Sounds like Gary Busey kind of.
Does she?
Yeah.
There we go. I was hoping to start the show off with sort of something better than that. I really was hoping for something. Yeah, that's all right.
She keeps changing numbers on us.
Oh,
so
that's
she
what
gets
it is.
past
She's throwing us
she
off.
gets past the firewall.
Firewall. If people knew what a shoestring budget this show runs on, right, Joe? I had the greatest compliment the other day. Well, when you get in there like around 2:30 or something, just kind of yuck it up while everybody writes everything. I'm like, oh, yeah. We're all yucking it up at 2:30 while everybody writes everything. You think anybody's responsible for it? Think anyone's written any of this stuff? Nothing's written.
We don't have a staff.
No. In fact, it's gotten so bad, we've got the entire news, Joe, down to one piece of paper.
That's right.
And it looks like we're saving on the staples, too.
That's right.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Well, hold on there, Bill. How did it only get on one page?
It is the condensed ADD version of the show today.
And now for the condensed ADD version of the show today. A guy who spent his first part of his life studying butterflies should have taken a good look at hummingbirds. But then he might not have been Johnny Carson's favorite guest. Ooh, big tease. Gassy old lady's going to love that one.
Wow, that's a tease.
There you go. Thanks for holding back on the parts. Walk right into that one. Remember the woman in the Coldplay Kiss Cam thing? She's gone on Oprah.
Of course.
Was Oprah the first to get her?
The first and only.
And she, who she's blaming it on, will shock you. Man, did you find out who the guy is, Joe? Because I have a theory as to why they're not telling us. Man arrested after shattering $240,000 worth of glass at Jahuli Sculptures out there at the beautiful glass museum.
I emailed Casey McNerney, and I haven't heard back yet, but usually he will respond one way or the other.
The answer will shock you.
Wow, that's a tease.
Thank you. Good. Missed one. Travis Couture, I remember it was the end of December. State Representative Couture said, hey, I have got a budget that cuts $4.3 billion. You don't have to raise anything. I was like, ooh, this will be good. Let's hear about this budget. And then blew away. Nothing came of it. But Travis is going to come by, recap the wins and losses of 28-26, because there's got to be something positive to save the whole thing. Plus, the Department of Homeland Security. They're looking for a new director, and boy, they've got a fighter on their hands. Literally. I think they should get rid of the entire thing. Get rid of it. It was hastily put together right after 9/11, and it's been an absolute waste of money and time. And then TSA, which stands for thousands standing around, we could get a different job for people. Thank you. And, realize it's been 7 years. When did it actually air for the first time, Joe?
March 14th, 2019.
Yeah. Remember when Eric Johnson's Seattle is Dying? That came out 7 years ago. We're going to talk to Eric Johnson and find out as he reflects back on the piece that he did that caused so much disruption. In fact, so much consternation to the documentary that the Seattle City Council contacted a public relations business in order to counter Seattle is Dying, the documentary. And what they found will shock you. All right. It's cheap.
Wow, that's a tease.
And probably one of the funniest letters we've gotten in a while. Plus, we got free T-shirts out of the whole thing.
We got 2 letters today, like actual letters.
What do you mean?
Letters in the mail.
In the mail?
Yeah.
With a stamp? Yeah. One of them had like a white powdery substance. Did you get that?
I cleaned it up.
Good. Okay, I was thinking. It was 1947. In the backyard of Boston, Cambridge neighborhood, Mr. and Mrs. Webster were enjoying tiny little birds, hummingbirds, that were flying all around. You see, the Websters, Mr. Webster anyway, was an engineer. And he went over to MIT and talked to a bunch of chemists and physics over there. And he says, hey, let's make a glass container that we can put nectar in and feed the hummingbirds. So they came up with something about 5 inches. It had a diameter about 1 3/4. The color that they used was impregnated gold, which to us would look like red. Well, hummingbirds heard all about this, I guess, and they were flying all over the Webster's property. In fact, it was so popular on Sundays they opened up the backyard so people in Boston could come by and take a look. There were hummingbirds everywhere. The Websters decided they were going to sell their new little hummingbird things, and sold 5 of them, or 10 of them anyway, and sold them for $10 a piece, which in today's dollars would be about $155. The Webster's making big money on these things that he came up with. In 1950, the Audubon Novelty Company in Medina, New York, offered the hummingbird feeders for $3, which would be about $45 today. They sold them all out in a month. Home Depot now sells almost the exact same thing for $7.50, which, if you did inflation backwards, that's about 53 cents if it was 1950. $1950 comparing.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, God. Okay, that's one half of the hummingbird story. What we had: mass production, efficiency in the marketplace, simple supply and demand. You'd have Adam Smith's invisible hands flapping as fast as hummingbird wings. Now, here's the other half of the story. It's about biology and evolution. So in the 75 years or 77 years since the Websters put the little hummingbird feeder in the backyard there, guess what the hummingbirds have done? They've grown longer beaks and sharper beaks. A study that's just come out to find that the Anna hummingbird that is normally found migrating along the West Coast have actually grown and evolved to have longer beak and sharper beaks. Sharper so they can fend off anybody that wants to compete against them, especially near the hummingbird feeders. And longer so that they can get their little noses deeper in there so they can get more nectar. Simply, the remarkable convergence of economics and science and nature adapting. A perfect marriage that will yield more beautiful little birds for all of us to enjoy. Now to the guy, Johnny Carson's favorite guest. Is that the hummingbird?
This is the Anna's Hummingbird song.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Thank you for that. Now, Johnny Carson's favorite guest. Johnny Carson's favorite guest had appeared 25 times. He said he was brilliant. Carson said he was brilliant, had a message that all of us should hear, and considered dire warnings coming from him every time he was on the Carson Show. Now, this Stanford professor started out studying butterflies, but then he moved over into population. He wrote The Population Bomb in 1968. The opening pages were doomsday predictions. Billions and billions and billions of us would be starving to death. Natural resources would be depleted. There'd be no fossil fuel for anyone. Do you have a picture of the thing, Joe? Did you get it?
Give me a sec. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hang on. Fossil fuels, precious metals would be so rare, the prices would be outrageous, the market wouldn't be able to obtain any of them. That's what Paul Ehrlich said. In fact, if you looked at his book, and even in the cover of the book, The Population Bomb, which sold more than 3 million copies in the first year of its publishing, it was, even just holding the book, you felt like the world was coming apart. This guy was letting everybody know the end was near, and he was predicting every minute of it. In the 1970s, he said that by the year 2000, 4 billion of us would be dead from hunger. He said that England would not exist anymore. He said that India was beyond saving. For America, he said our life expectancy would drop to 42 years. That's it, just 42 years old. So it'd be an early grave for all of us. You'd have to dig those graves a little bigger for all the dad bods out there. So his doomsday clock, unlike a regular broken clock, was never right, not even twice a day. So the much celebrated professor seemed to underestimate the genius of humans. You see, when he sat on stage bathing in the bright lights of celebrity on the Johnny Carson Show, there was an Indian scientist and an American scientist that were toiling in the hot fields in India producing a wheat seed that would grow faster and yield a much larger harvest and was more likely to be able to double the amount of food by 4 times. Yeah, there's the book. Can you read the bottom of the thing? Can you read it?
It says, while you are reading these words, 4 people will have died from starvation, most of them children.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Population Bomb spewed that we are all done for. George Missile in Bartlett, Texas, was coming up with something called horizontal drilling, fracking horizontally. It unlocked more fossil fuel than ever before and greatly reduced the price. So where the professor saw humans as the problem and even wanted the U.S. government to encourage Americans not to make more Americans.
So the first thing that should happen is that the president ought to say, from now, here on out, no intelligent, patriotic American family ought to have more than 2 children, preferably 1, if you're starting a family now. Not any law, but just say this is what responsible people do. He ought to make the FCC see to it that large families are always treated in a negative light on television wherever they appear. There ought to be a tremendous amount of television time devoted to spot commercials, the sort we've had against smoking. But the ones in the middle, say in the middle of Beverly Hillbillies, you get a scene which shows Los Angeles in the smog, and it just says this city has a fatal disease. It's called overpopulation, and so long.
Yeah, so long. By the way, here's the irony of the Beverly Hillbillies. Buddy Epson, who played Jed Clampett, he had 5 kids. So take that. All right, perhaps the greatest, most painful irony for the population bomber was that he lived long enough to see that he was wrong about everything. He died last Friday at the age of 93. Of course, the New York Times loved this guy and said that his predictions were just premature. What Johnny Carson and his favorite guest missed is what happened there in the backyard of the Webster's home in Boston so many years ago. The science that brought the glass feeder, the free market that built it and sold it so others could enjoy it, the tiny bird with the beaks that grew longer to sip the nectar. The author of The Population Bomb saw only the problem with us, when really we were the answer. So 8.3 billion of us hope the Stanford professor rests in peace. And with the life expectancy moving beyond 83 or beyond 42 to 83 years or more, we'll have more years to sit on the back porch, eat a snack, and watch hummingbirds. Yeah. Goodbye to you. The reason I'm still a little sore about that thing.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
What do you mean, come on?
I mean, he was Johnny's favorite guest.
I don't. It doesn't matter.
He lost the bet. He got humiliated while he lived.
I know. My first wife, I used to see that book everywhere. And when we didn't have kids, hold on a second. There you go. That's a good throw. So we didn't have kids. So we ended up then you get sort of, bum rushed out to other couples that don't have kids. So they're either gay or just deciding not to have kids, right? So then all of our friends we associated with, especially the straight ones, and you could see the Population Bomb book was always somewhere in their library. That or the Zero Population Growth. And you'd end up talking about that all the time because, did you hear about so-and-so, such that they had kids? We had to cut those people out. So when you decide not to have them, this is back in the 80s, 90s, that book was present everywhere. And people were quoting from it all the time. We're going to die. We're all going to starve to death and die. And you kind of buy into it because you start to think, well, I'm not going to have kids. But deep down, I wanted to have kids. I wanted to. In fact, I wanted so much to have kids that I was stressing on all the time. And then a friend of mine said, you need to go see a psychiatrist. They can help you with that. Because I just wanted to have children. I wanted to, I got a wife and coming along, finally got some money. And then the doctor's like, yeah, that's repetitive thoughts. Normally you want to suppress those types of things. So they put me on Zoloft. I was like, really, is that the answer? So it wasn't until finally Paula, the day we were celebrating our anniversary of 12 years, said, listen, you want to have kids and I don't. So I'm gonna give you a divorce so you can go have kids. So that stupid Population Bomb book and all those people that didn't want to have kids. Listen, I get it. If you don't have kids, fine. But this guy, Paul Ehrlich, didn't realize that man, the genius of humans to be able to solve these problems. He said he was an optimist. He wasn't an optimist. He was a walking, talking pessimist. He said that the world was coming to an end, that we're too far gone on everything. So he was just always out there telling us, we're never going to achieve. This is it. We're spiraling down.
I still think you're projecting some of your
of course I am. I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, I'm not gonna try to deceive you on that one. I've written a song about it.
Oh, good. I look forward to hearing it.
But still, it doesn't discount the fact that he was wrong, Joe.
No, and he had to eat crow on it.
Yeah, he is. No, even 60 Minutes interviewed him, and he was still. And they're like, and now at this point, Ehrlich is just waiting for his predictions to come true. They're like, they didn't even throw it in his face. They did that 60 minute. Yeah. The Population Bomb has a longer fuse than anyone imagined. Tonight on 60 Minutes. Hydrox. What kind of cookie is that? Here's Nate checking traffic.
All right, South 5 getting into Seattle looking pretty good. You'll eventually slow up there near Northeast 50th in the U District down to I-90. North 5 got our typical scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and your Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour now to get through downtown Seattle. Seattle to Everett, a 40-minute commute, building volumes in Shoreline, and then again north of that Linwood interchange. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. It's solid between 520 and 522. South 405 is now solid from 520 in Bellevue all the way to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton has gone up to a half hour. If you're heading through South Center, South 5, you're bumper to bumper from Interurban Avenue all the way down to 516. Seattle to Federal Way is a 50-minute drive. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway also at 50 minutes. And in South Tacoma, both directions of I-5 are really thick, approaching South 72nd Street, where we just cleared an earlier collision. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. I know what it's like. You watch that hair start to thin, the crown disappears. I'm not talking about you, Nate. I'm talking about everybody else. And that hair loss just to rob you of your identity. That's how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair, because Advanced Hair has a simple one-day treatment. And they regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you, because if it's starting to go away, it's not coming back. It's not leaving a forwarding address. You're never going to find it again because it's falling out of your head, and it will continue. Now, you might be completely bald, you might be thinning, whatever it is, but let's face it, you probably just like to have your own hair back, and that's where Advanced Hair comes in. But the first thing you have to do is set up a free consultation. Get $250 off and $250 free hair graft by calling 425-449-8185. You see, you don't want to wait, because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. That's 2 years in a row for those guys. They're on a hot streak. You need to give them a call. You want your hair back? Here you go. 425-449-8185. 8185 or advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics. Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions. 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Whoa!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Coop
couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The war in Iran now giving the central bank pause as it votes to keep interest rates unchanged. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell expressing concern over the rippling economic effects of the war.
In the near term, higher energy prices will push up overall inflation, but it is too soon to know the scope and duration of the potential effects on the economy.
Richard Escobedo covers economic policy for CBS News.
Inflation is likely to end the year higher than what they were predicting back in December. The Fed likes inflation about 2%. They're expecting that by the end of this year, it will be at 2.7%. So that's about 0.3% higher than where they were at the end of 2025.
Next time you might want to rage over rising prices at the pump, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey tells us it's not the gas station's fault.
If you think you're angry at rising gas prices, Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy explains.
Gas stations hate the increased prices probably just as much or more than you and I do.
That's because stations are one of the last to know when prices rise.
Stations are actually about a day or two behind on implementing price increases.
And higher prices at the pump usually means less people buying gas and less people buying sodas, candy, ice creepers, and air fresheners, the things stations do make money selling. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Washington now has the second highest average in the nation, right around $5 a gallon. Well, it's official now. You can only vote in one election at a time. Governor Bob Ferguson signed that bill into law this week, stemming from a 2022 case where a Lewis County man voted in both Washington and Oregon in the same election.
This bill makes it clear that double voting, whether in one state or, in that case, multiple states, is illegal.
His conviction was overturned due to unclear state law. Former Seattle Mariner helps Venezuela win the World Baseball Classic.
Venezuela has retaken the lead. Eugenio Suarez just like that.
Gino Suarez hit the RBI double in the top of the ninth, leading his team to a 3-2 victory over the USA.
And nobody believed in Venezuela, but now we win the championship today. And it's a celebration for all the Venezuelan country.
It is the country's first ever WBC title. And now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, that's Snoqualmie Valley beginning to flood this afternoon, and we've got some road closures through Carnation, including Tolt Hill Road closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and West Snoqualmie Road closed between Tolt Hill Road and Southeast 24th Street. And you can probably expect a number of roads to continue to close throughout the day as flood levels continue to rise. Here in Seattle, South 5, you're thick in the U District down to I-90. North 5, pretty solid from the West Seattle Bridge all the way across the Ship Canal. About a half hour to get through downtown. Seattle to Federal Way, a 40-minute commute. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. South 405, we are solid from 520 all the way into Renton. That trip from Bellevue to Renton is going to take you a half hour. If you're heading through South Center this afternoon, South 5 unusually heavy from Interurban Avenue all the way down to State Route 516. It's 50 minutes between Seattle and Federal Way. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway just inched up to 55 minutes, and we're pretty solid now along that entire stretch. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to your forecasts. We are seeing cloudy skies again today. Plenty of rain as well in certain spots, mainly to the east and south right now. And we'll see more rain throughout the week. Drier this weekend, though. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. That's the place to call. You know, just summer's going to be here soon. Heat waves. Right, Joe?
That's right. Like a lid on a pot.
That's right. The
heat waves.
Get yourself a heat
earthquakes.
Heat pump. No, not earthquakes. A heat pump. Take care of it with heating and cooling. That's homecomfortalliance.com. 1-888-973-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Best way to get into the show. You get the thing read. You get a venture spleen. 1-888-973-5476. All right, remember the Kiss Cam? Of course, everybody does. The guy, Andy Byron, is from former Astrometer CEO. Is that right? Get it right? Some of the words, anyway. And Christine Cabot? Cabot, sorry.
That's right.
All these years I've been mispronouncing her name. It was July 2025 at a Coldplay concert. Caught them during the Kiss Cam. Everybody knows it already. Well, she's going on Oprah. She's been on Oprah. She went on Oprah. And Joe, you sat through an hour and a half of these two women talking about the Kiss caught on the cam.
Yes, the Kiss viewed, according to some, 300 billion times.
Okay.
Although that seems excessive.
Okay.
Here's why she chose Oprah.
Okay.
You decided that this would be the only on-camera interview that you're planning to give. Why did you decide to be here today?
For me, my mom always taught us silence is acceptance. And for me and my family, what happened was not okay. And I felt like by remaining silent, it was somehow accepting what had happened. And I really felt there's a lot of people out there that experienced something similar that didn't either have the strength to come forward or were too traumatized or lost their lives due to some of the things I experienced. And I feel a sense of responsibility for those people to speak out and share what it's really like when people carelessly comment, forward, click, and the damage that it can really do.
Okay, can we saddle up the horses and get the crap wagon out for a moment? You know, the crap wagon that used to be out there in New York City prior to the automobile. These wagons would roll along with horses and be picking up giant piles of steaming manure off of the streets. Tons and tons of it removed daily. That wagon needs to be right outside of Oprah Winfrey's. Here it comes now. And you park it over near the green room at Oprah Winfrey because this woman wants some money. Yeah, get the crab wagon out. Scrape it up because she wants money. She needs money. So what's she doing now, Joe?
She's doing public speaking. I believe it's called the Taking Back the Narrative Tour. She's going to be in Washington, D.C. on April 16th. If you'd like tickets, they are $875 a ticket.
Whoa.
If there's 3 to 5, they're $775.
So she's charging $875 to hear her talk about taking back the narrative. And when she was asked about, well, that price seems really high, she's like, yeah, because I'm trying to take back the narrative. All right, more from her.
So she a couple of things that I didn't pull audio from.
Listen, I don't fault her for this.
Yeah, so she said that she was separated from her husband at the time, which I don't think anybody knew. She said that the man, her boss, claimed to her that he was separated from his wife. And also just for fun, her estranged husband happened to be at the concert as well, that she found out right as she walked in. So I think she was using that to explain her panicked face. But she also speculates as to why she received so much hate.
I could tell that there was so much hate.
Why do you think there was so much hate?
That's been one of the hardest things for me to reconcile because nobody knows me. Nobody that judged this knows me. So it wasn't me. I think it was a lot of people have had not great interactions with HR. I think there's some piece of it that's like, stick it to the HR lady. Like, I get it. That's kind of funny. I think, it was incredibly cliche on every level, like the CEO and the chief people officer. And I think, I don't know. I just think people hurt people.
Oh, that's going to be mentioned at the Taking Back the Narrative speech. Yeah,
I've always loved my HR managers, by the way.
Okay.
So at some point, the death threats, it's true, except for the one that fired me, but she was almost in tears when she had to do that.
Okay.
So the death threats started coming in at some point.
And I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by incredible women that have supported me a couple of days in when the death threats started, but they were also just perverse, disgusting messages. I got emails constantly.
Were you afraid? Were you scared?
I was terrified.
And your children were really scared because your children overheard you speaking to your mom.
They did, and they heard one of the death threats. We're not used to we're really private.
When your kids are hearing that you're getting death threats, kids think we're going to lose our mom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I understand there's a lot of kooky people out there, but is someone really going to kill the woman who was caught on the camera at a Coldplay concert, and then that person goes to jail? And what are you in for? I killed the woman who was seen on the Coldplay thing.
I mean, it seems maybe if you're that famous, I don't know. It seemed like a stretch. This was my favorite part of the whole interview.
Okay, here we go.
I'm just going to let this speak for itself.
I reached out to a family. There was a girl who was, I don't know if you heard about this, she was 4 years old, receiving zillions of death threats because she was helping her dad, who's a radio personality, pick out football teams.
Mm-hmm.
And she started to miss the mark on the choices, and people started threatening her life because she was screwing up their gambling. Publicly, they were threatening this 4-year-old girl, and I reached out to her family, and they were lovely. And I mean, it's so scary what they're going through. I mean, it's just it's happening all the time.
The 4-year-old. She's an advocate for.
Teeny, they're coming for you next because of your weird fascination with potatoes and your dress always being on backwards. Oh, come on. I mean, Oprah talked to this woman for an hour?
Yep.
Good Lord. Has it already aired?
Yeah, it was aired yesterday.
Okay, I missed it.
Do you care to hear her final thoughts?
Yes, of course. This is where you save the $875.
That's right.
Okay, here we go.
What is it you need to say or that you want people to know before we leave?
Yeah, I want people to know that I'm just a regular person. I'm a private person. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be famous. And I really want people to understand what harm it does to real people's lives when you mindlessly fuel a fire like this. It's incredibly dangerous. And I'm so grateful I have the tools I have that I can sit here and talk about it because so many people don't make it through it. And it's tragic. And I want people to, just be kind.
Yes, that's a good message. Look, I think the worst of it was the guy that took the video, and he said something like, if I didn't go public with it, somebody would, right? It's like, really? So, you're doing us all a favor? That you went public with it, that you put it up so everybody could see it, and then everybody made fun of it and was, now the Philadelphia Phillies should go to the game and everybody acts like it, right? I mean, and for the death threat stuff, look, it's just people are gonna kill you over that.
No,
but good for her for realizing. Probably some promoter came to her and said, "Listen, I got an idea. We'll do this event. People want to hear from you." You go on Oprah. Now, try not to say everything on Oprah that you're going to say at the other thing, but it looks like you probably did. But that's really great. You get on Oprah, and then we can, in April, because it's coming up in April, we should probably let everybody know that it's in Washington, D.C.
That's right.
And amazing, I think tickets are still available for $875 for taking the narrative back.
I'll be down there.
April 16th.
All right. Again, look, she can make some money off a thing, fine, because she probably lost her job, I'm assuming.
She did, yes. Well, he was let go. She said they wanted to keep her for a while, but they realized quickly that it was too much attention, and she had to go her own way.
She's helping four-year-olds that are making bad NFL calls. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nate, on.
All right, here in Seattle, North 5, we're packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. About a half hour to get yourself through downtown Seattle. South 5, you're heavy from the U District near Northeast 50th down to I-90. South 405, you're solid at 520. It doesn't let up till you get down to the Renton Landing, and it is really thick from Southeast 8th and Bellevue down to 112th. It's a half hour from Bellevue into Renton. South 5 through South Center is bumper to bumper now from Interurban Avenue all the way to 516. Seattle to Federal Way, 50-minute commute. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, we're pushing an hour with a pretty solid backup now from Renton all the way into Puyallup. And a heads up, tonight's the night we're up in Shoreline where Northeast 145th Street overpass shuts down tonight at 9 o'clock through the end of the month while crews construct a new roundabout there on the east side of of I-5 right next to Jackson Park Golf Course. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. Tomorrow night, if you've got questions about stem cell procedures, because I've been talking about Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, and what a great job he did with my hip. And I've talked to a whole bunch of patients. A guy that had a bad shoulder, somebody with a bad knee that used to love to ski, couldn't ski, went to go see Dr. Mark Wagner, got stem cell procedure, and now they're skiing again. Everybody had a great story. And if you have a problem with a elbow, knee, wrist, ankle, whatever it is that's bugging you. You had a torn ACL or something, or maybe just too much wear and tear on the shoulder. And you're thinking about, I should go and talk to this doctor who's going to do surgery. Before you go under the knife, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Dr. Mark Wagner from Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is going to be having a free live webinar all about stem cell procedures, all about how it can work for you. He's done more than 20,000 of these. And I tell people about it. They're like, oh, what about this? And what about that? And what about stem cells? And how does it do this? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I do know. He's the man to see, Dr. Mark Wagner. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, a free webinar is going to be happening. But register, please do register, drmarkwagnermd.com. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at washingtonaccidentbooks.com.
March is an exciting time to be in the garden, especially if you'd love to be growing your own delicious fruit or berries. Hi, I'm Gabby, veggie, herb, and strawberry buyer here at Sky Nursery. This month only, we have a wide variety of Northwest-grown bare root strawberry bundles, a great way to save a lot of money on planting your own berry patch. We also have tons of blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, as well as persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Come on into Sky, because there's nothing like the taste of your very first fruit that you grew yourself. Visit skynursery.com.
There is one real estate agent who's been helping KIRO listeners longer than anyone else, and that's Wes Jones with sellwithwes.com. Wes, you've helped KIRO listeners in good markets and more difficult ones. What do you think has been the secret to your success?
Thanks, Brandy. Experience has taught us that to outperform the market, we needed to do things differently from the status quo, that we needed to do more. Our exclusive system covers innovative marketing locally and internationally, leading to more eyeballs on your home, better listing prep for better showings, negotiation strategies that eliminate pesky buyer contingencies, and generate stronger offers. Through our exclusive client programs, our sellers enjoy an extraordinary marketing experience utilizing techniques a traditional agent cannot offer.
So if you want to sell your home faster, at a higher price, and with fewer contingencies, if you want more, visit sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com. A better way to sell your home.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Gray whales are back in the Salish Sea. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. Don't miss Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Let's see, coming up later on, Travis Couture, Eric Johnson. Johnson talking about it was 7 years ago that Seattle's Dying came out. How many people watched that thing? 40 million or so. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He did 3 documentaries, and that was the one that really seemed to hit a nerve for people. Well, it's the Chihuly vandal. We now know he's a 40-year-old guy from Olympia. The police have charged him with going in, got in kind of into a restricted area, smashed up a bunch of stuff. KIRO 7 responds with
Chihuly Gardens and Glass, a serene place where art meets nature. But that serenity was shattered last night.
Seattle Center, Chihuly. Reports of the mail-throwing glass installations everywhere inside the museum.
The museum surrounded by police cars after security found a man inside smashing the exhibits. Seattle police say when security guards found him, he started throwing glass at them and trying to stab them.
Was seen with the metal pipe earlier, but was using glass to attempt to stab security.
SPD reports the man broke a dozen displays, each worth about $20,000 before he was captured. That's a total of $240,000 in damage. Visitors told KIRO 7 they were disturbed to learn what happened.
That is sad. It's sad to hear that, because if you just took a moment to even acknowledge what incredible work was in this place, you might have rethought doing that. But I hope that they learned their lesson.
Well, that suspect is booked for assault, burglary, and malicious mischief. Prosecutors say he refused to attend a court hearing this morning. They expect to have a charging decision later this week.
During I think it was the Roosevelt administration during the war, that they forbid journalists from doing man-on-the-street interviews.
Really?
Yeah. They should bring that back.
Yeah. Why did they ban him?
I think it was the year. Because they said, maybe it was radio or TV. It was radio. Because they said that you don't know what the guy's going to say, and you don't want somebody to say something that could tip off the enemy. And, why do you think of the war? Well, I think it's great. They're building all sorts of bombs about a mile from where I live. They got the entire, factory all disguised. It's great. It's crazy. It's really wonderful. I hope they'll get those bombs out there soon. That would be an example of it. But we should just bring it back just generally because, they asked, what did you think about the person who destroyed the glass? I think it's horrible. I think while he was destroying it, he probably should have thought, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, hope he learned his lesson.
This is actually it?
Mm-hmm. Where's security at?
Wow, here's another one. Don't end a sentence with a preposition.
Where's security at?
At?
Hey, knock it off!
Hey, knock it off. $250,000 worth of damage.
This way, out of the way.
Oh. Hey, knock it off. Hey, come on now with you. Were you doing that? Dale Chihuly's work, of course, he still has his place in Ballard, I believe. Dale lost an eye in a car accident, so he has a patch over one eye. He stopped blowing glass because he really had to see both eyes. But he's got a great team of artists, and he sketches everything out, and then he kind of has the big vision, and those guys are in there making the hot glass into art. So I did an auction with him once there, and all the bidders were all there, like 10, 15 people, and kind of a hoity-toity crowd there. And they're blowing the grass, and Dale's, bigger, make it bigger, bigger, make it bigger, bigger, bigger. And I'm like, 50, you get a bid at 75,000, you get a bid at 125, now 200,000. Bigger, make it bigger. 250, you get a bid now 75, now 300,000. People, woo, bigger, bigger. I'm like 350, you get a bid 400, bid 450. And then it breaks into all these pieces. I'm like, okay, we'll sell each piece individually. Here's $10,000. Yep. And then Dale's like, make another one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he doesn't make himself a really cool glass eye. What? What? Is that wrong?
Okay, you know what?
What?
You are rude.
What? I'm serious.
I'm with Nate on this.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pro at this. Go crazy.
That was super rude of you to do that.
Maybe one for every day of the week.
Okay. Better bring the crap cart back out for Nate. Throw him on the top of it. All right, here comes Nate. Nate, check. There it is. Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Emerald Queen Casino. We've got big waits at the Mukilteo Clinton ferry route this afternoon. 3-hour wait for cars at the Mukilteo terminal. A 2-hour wait for vehicles in Clinton. Bellevue to Everett, we just hit 1 hour. It's solid from 5:20 to 5:22. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. Building volumes between Shoreline and Mill Creek. Up in Everett, we've got a collision north 5 at 526. It's partially blocking the HOV lane, mostly on the shoulder, but if you'll need to move out of that HOV lane if you're heading this way. I'm seeing drivers stay in the HOV lane and you're just barely missing that trooper's car. From there, it's scattered slowing into Marysville. Everett to Marysville, just a 15-minute commute. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite and with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at Emerald Queen Casino April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in 1 day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The nation's top intelligence officials, including National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee about national security threats and Iran.
The regime in Iran appears to be intact but largely degraded due to attacks on its leadership and military capabilities.
In a written version of her opening statement, Gabbard said Iran's nuclear enrichment program had been obliterated in 2025 strikes and that the regime had not resumed enrichment activities. She omitted that portion of her statement in her spoken testimony, explaining later in the hearing that she did so to save time. CBS's Weijia Zhang.
Administration officials said that there was evidence that Iran was rebuilding its nuclear capability. That's one reason. Number two was this imminent threat to the United States that the president insists was active. And that is why he said he preemptively took steps to thwart that.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell expects higher energy prices due to the war with Iran to drive near-term inflation. CBS's Richard Escobedo with more on Powell's announcement.
Inflation is likely to end the year higher than what they were predicting back in December. The Fed likes inflation about 2%. They're expecting that by the end of this year, it will be at 2.7%. So that's about 0.3% higher than where they were at the end of 2025.
The BBC's Frank Gardner reports on attacks on Iranian gas fields.
Billowing clouds of thick black smoke could be seen rising above at least two of Iran's onshore facilities adjacent to its South Pars gas field. It follows what's reported to be an Israeli airstrike. South Pars forms part of the world's largest gas field. Iran shares the field with Qatar, where it's called the North Dome. That gas has provided the engine of growth for Qatar's meteoric rise on the world stage.
AAA says drivers now pay an average of $3.84 for a gallon of regular unleaded gas, up from $2.92 a month ago. Diesel prices have topped $6 a gallon in California, Hawaii, and Washington. A record-breaking March heat wave is roasting the western half of the country. Phoenix, Arizona has recorded its earliest ever triple-digit temperature. More than 60 record highs were set yesterday from Idaho to California. Gwen Baumgardner in Los Angeles.
San Francisco hit a new March record of 86 degrees, sending people to the beach for relief.
It feels like summer already in March. Like, that's crazy.
In Altadena, homeowners who lost their properties to the Eaton fires are dealing with limited shade as they try to rebuild.
Not as many trees, and it's almost like a prairie out here.
The record heat is expected to persist in the west into the first half of next week.
Stocks closed down on Wall Street today. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
I'm Tony.
There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers.
How are you?
I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Coming up, a medical episode on a Metro bus and a huge mess left behind. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Aaron, the Snoqualmie Valley beginning to flood this afternoon, and we have some road closures through Carnation, the Tolt Hill Road. You're closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and West Snoqualmie Snoqualmie Road, that is, closed between Tolt Hill Road down to Southeast 24th Street, and you could probably plan on some other roads being closed throughout the afternoon as flood levels continue to rise. Bellevue to Everett is a 1-hour commute. You're solid from 520 to 522, and then you're going to clear out to get up to that Linwood interchange. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes with building volume starting near 145th and Shoreline up into Mill Creek. South 5 into Seattle is thick at Ravenna Boulevard in the U District down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle just under 25 minutes. North 5, it is solid approaching the West Seattle Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal, about a half hour through downtown Seattle. Bellevue to Seattle across Lake Washington, right around 20 minutes on both I-90 and 520. South 5 through South Center, we're really struggling this afternoon. It is packed from the Duwamish Curve to 516. Seattle to Federal Way is a 45-minute drive, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 50 minutes, and it is pretty solid from north all the way down to the south end. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A crash today involving a King County Metro bus left behind a trail of damage along a busy street in North Seattle. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports from the Greenwood neighborhood.
A scary scene here in North Seattle near 85th and Greenwood as a King County Metro bus driver, according to Seattle Police, had a medical emergency. A passenger noticed and jumped in to help, helping stop the bus, but not until 7 cars were hit, according to Seattle Police, and the bus traveled some 5 city blocks. Here's one witness that saw the whole thing.
I just looked over and I saw what was a side swipe of the car, and the bus just kept going. It kept hitting cars.
No word on the driver's condition in North Seattle. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
That driver and 2 others were taken to the hospital as a precaution. A 15-year-old boy who police believe shot and killed 2 Rainier Beach High School students back in January chose not to appear in court today. Judge found probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Formal charges are expected sometime this Friday. Everett police now believe they know who stole a fire engine last July before leaving behind a trail of destruction.
Detectives have identified the suspect, a man in his 30s, by using DNA evidence. While firefighters were on a medical call, police say the guy stole their truck, then tore through North Everett, crashing it into a dozen parked cars. Tyler Lehman's told KIRO 7 he heard it happen.
Goes boom, 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 right in front of our house.
The guy ditched the truck and ran away, but now police say when they figured out who he was, they also learned he was already in jail in King County. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Some encouraging news for a harbor seal that was found near Hood Canal last month after being shot in the face. Rescuers now say she's gaining weight, swimming just fine, while a CT scan shows trauma to her nose, but no injuries that appear to be life-threatening. And Chateau Saint Michel just landed a music legend. Bob Dylan is coming to Woodinville for back-to-back shows, June 6th and 7th. Tickets for those shows go on sale Monday morning. Now to your weather updates. Looking at cloudy skies, rainy, gusty in some spots. Also seeing some minor to moderate river flooding. And temperatures in the mid-50s this week. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Let's get a good one. Let's get a good one. Come on, folks.
No person, even those of us who are superhuman, those of us with Herculean appetites for the diverse and the bizarre, even those of us who have shown an aptitude to fight the good fight and stay the good long battle, those of us can get tired.
Right.
And your boy is tired after 30 consecutive nights. I have a half hour to go, and I'm going to do that half hour because I'm a pro.
Yeah, look it
That's
up.
what pros do.
Look it
I'm
up.
a professional. Look it up in the book.
Look it up in the book. Poor old Larry King. I got a great story about him, but we'll save that for another time. Having in the news, here we go. All right.
Wow, that's the key.
From the 35th, the Fighting 35th. You still got a fight in you, Travis Couture, do you? You get any fight left? What you guys are like? This is like a Rocky episode where he just gets his ass just wiped off right off the mat all the time, like Drago and then Apollo, and then you guys are there battling. You and Walsh in there battling it out. I don't know. Come on, you got to stay strong. I don't know what inning. I don't know what is this?
You know what they say? I didn't hear no bell.
Yeah. Yeah, the ring girl's going around with the bikini on. All right, so it's over. It's over. How would you rank this particular session with your battle in order to try to curb the spending? Where do you think you did? What do you give the Republicans on like A, B, C, D, F? Where would you guys rank yourself?
Yeah, I think to curb the spending, that didn't happen for sure. But I would say that despite the Republican caucus in the House being, especially, in a very deep minority, it's 39 Republicans, 57 Democrats. We killed the most bills in any session since at least 2011. So despite some of the bad things terrible things that passed, we punched well above our weight given our numbers.
Yeah. Why so many amendments at the end there? Was it just to torture everybody for 24 hours?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you got to extract the price for doing an unconstitutional income tax. I mean, this is the most unpopular bill in state history, so you have to be able to fight back. And I think that's what our constituents want. The 3 million people plus that my side of the aisle represents, is they want us to fight back against that stuff, and they want their voices to be heard. And when you have a 109-page bill to create Washington's new IRS, to basically do an unconstitutional income tax that will in no time spread to the lower income people and middle class.
Yeah.
You got to put up the once in a lifetime, 100-year generational seismic shift in tax policy fight.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
You guys did fight. Joe has a question. What's your question for Travis Couture?
I find it interesting because on this radio station, we've got several shows, and I think we're probably the only conservative show on the station, but nobody in this building supported the income tax. No one. So it's not just the 3 million people that you represent, but it seems like the majority of the state was against this.
Oh, absolutely. You had over 100,000 people log in against the bill during the legislative process. They called us bots and they called us all sorts of things, and it's fake news. But this is the most deeply unpopular bill in state history. And by the way, we've had this 93-year precedence for no income taxes in our state for a reason. Voters have rejected it now basically 10 times, and they'll hopefully rejected in 11.
But they're not going to be able to reject this, are they, Travis? Because didn't they put, not the emergency, what did they put on this thing? They slapped this thing that doesn't allow it to go to referendum, right?
Yeah, it's called a necessity clause, essentially an emergency clause, but with a fancier name behind it. Basically, they took away the voters' ability to do a referendum and vote for it on the ballot. But there's a second way to vote for it on the ballot, and that's to not vote for any Democrat. You just got to elect more Republicans. That's the only way out of this mess, to be honest with you. So we got a lot of work to do, but you know what? I love this state, and I love its people, even some of the people that don't like me very much.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful, and I think that we could turn a corner. They've given us just this kind of golden ticket, in my view, with this income tax to fight back. And there's been a lot of discussion, especially we're already seeing tons of capital flight out of our state right now. It is going to be arson on our economy. They've shattered it. They've basically erased the will of the people in this whole process as well. And I mean, the courts is one thing, a ballot initiative is one thing, but if you want true, sustainable change, you have to elect new House and Senate representatives. You have to get a new government. That's the only way out of this, because it wasn't the only thing unconstitutional that passed. It was, giving Attorney General Nick Brown this sweeping new power that is completely unconstitutional. And on top of that, getting rid of your ability to choose the sheriff of your choice, which is completely insane. And you guys probably were aware that I tried like 100 times to save kids from fentanyl homes in our state.
Yep. You were going crazy on those ones, Travis. You were doing the Travis lean. You were in hard on that thing, sweat pouring down your face. And I mean, even that one, that's, I think, is the most tragic. Listen, people can leave. They can adjust the taxes. They can change how they invest capital. Those are things that we can do. But when you have a child starving to death, a baby starving to death in the state of Washington from neglect, or a child eating some sort of drug off the ground and then needing CPR and then being Narcan back, who knows what brain damage is done. I mean, that's a human life. That's far, far more valuable than anything that they were talking about in Olympia. And even that didn't see the light of day, Travis.
Yeah, they basically killed all of the opportunities to bring a bill. They just killed even their own bills so that we wouldn't have the debate on the floor. And then we snuck an amendment into the budget to basically enact my bill, House Bill 1092, which would fix the problem and add more money to get more caseworkers on the ground to help with the crisis.
Yeah.
And that failed by 3 votes, and I was crushed. I went home and I'll just tell you this. I went home and my wife's like, "You want to talk about it?" And I'm like, "Don't talk to me right now." I'm going to be holding back tears for like a week after that. I see it in my mind's eye about what's happening to these kids, and it makes me absolutely sick.
Yeah.
And I just want to crawl out of my own skin every single day, because now that the session is gavelled out, when the next opportunity to fix it is next January, and that's just wrong. We got to do much better than that. And any state that can't protect its vulnerable children, they have a 14th Amendment right. But I'll tell you this first, John, because I don't think I've told anyone this. I talked to Pete Serrano over there, who's, in the Eastern District for the U.S. Attorney's Office or whatever.
Yep.
We're having the Department of Justice look into civil rights abuses from the Keeping Families Together Act, because it is a direct violation of a child's 14th Amendment rights to be safe from abuse and neglect. And the Keeping Families Together Act is not doing that. So I hope that there's some groundwork being laid at a federal level about that.
Yeah. I have to tell you that the shamelessness of the other side, that Senator Bob Hasegawa, right at the end, this was crazy. Right at the end, I guess he knew it wouldn't go anywhere, because I think he'd missed the timeline on that. His suggestion, and I can't quote him on it, so I'm just kind of from memory. The idea is that if you have you're a private or publicly owned company, or you're a for-profit company in the state of Washington, and if you were to spend any money on an initiative or a referendum to support, stopping any one of the, I guess mostly the millionaire's tax, if you spend any money against this sort of stuff, then you can have your business license taken away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Representative Pentner said it the best. Tyranny is like hot air. The more space you give it, the more it expands, right? And so
that's why not throw them in jail? Right? Why don't we go back to 1913 in Russia? We could throw them in jail for a little while and then starve them to death or torture them. I mean, that is crazy that guy could stand up there and say that in public and have not anybody go, "Hey, Bob, what are you drinking like the other guy?" Don't say that.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's where I think the next steps are for the Democrat Party here, is just to lock in and take away our rights and take away any ability to fight back against their socialism, right? And I mean, on top of that, we had a unanimous bill out of the House to basically start tackling the daycare fraud.
Oh, yeah.
And then Senator Claire Wilson just killed the bill because she didn't want to tackle the daycare fraud. She thought that it was wrong that a daycare that has been found to be fraudulent should lose their license. I mean, it's just nuts to me. I don't understand where we're going here anymore, but it just seems to be, especially with an $80 billion budget, which, by the way, spends more than we project to receive in revenue,
right?
Even with an income tax, I mean, we need to be tackling this waste, fraud, and abuse, but they just want to send it more over to their grifting operations, whether it be CCA or other things. We spend just absolute garbage money.
Yeah. Which brings me, Travis, to when it was and somewhere near the end of December, I remember reading Travis Couture from 35th has got a balanced budget. You were going to cut $4 billion plus from the budget. And I looked on there and it says, okay, no cuts to K-12, no cuts to healthcare, no cuts to this, no cuts. I thought, how's Travis going to do? What rabbit is he pulling this thing out of? And I don't think anybody even heard it. Did you even present it?
Well, I published it and it was talked about quite a bit during session. Our party brought it up multiple times because, like you said, we cut $4 billion in government waste. We not only funded the essentials like schools and healthcare and public safety, but we refunded some of the Democrats' cuts to Medicaid, for example. And as it turns out, Olympia is a calculator-free zone. So if you just exit Olympia and build your budget and just use common math, you could figure out a way to do it. And Unfortunately, a lot of that didn't make it in there. However, there was a few ideas of mine in that budget that made it into this budget, but it pales in comparison to the destruction of the budget that they inevitably passed.
You have all these economists down there looking at that. It's the old joke about two economists fall into a hole, and the one says, "What are we going to do?" and the other one says, "Let's assume a ladder." So in this case, you ready? So in the final minutes, Travis Couture, give us your predictions. We'll hold this, and then hopefully, a year from now or 2 years from now, we'll look at this. You got it all right. What happens in the state of Washington as sort of a domino effect to this unconstitutional income tax that is now going to be going toward the Supreme Court? So walk us through what you believe will befall all of us here now in Washington.
Yeah, I think the governor was hoping that when the wealthy people moved out, that they would just move out and say, forget it. But some are moving out for sure with the capital flight, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily forgetting the state that they love. And I think that there's going to be a tremendous fight back, and this is our chance. And I think that we have a tremendous opportunity to win some seats in the legislature here, which is the long-term staying power that we need. I think that there's at least 5, maybe more seats. There's 5 absolutely in play, but there's at least 12. And that would be enough if we stretched really far to get us a majority in the House of Representatives. And so I'm going to be fighting really hard for that. I'm not giving up on us. And, my constituents don't want me to give up on us either.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are just suffering right now. And we have one of the most unaffordable states to live in the entire nation. A lot of unconstitutional stuff happening, a lot of erasing of people's rights. And I think people are starting to open their eyes. And I'm going to take that as far as I can take it. And I will be working my ass off to make sure that we have some change here in Washington.
So the laws of physics, for every action, equal opposite reaction. So the action forward is an unconstitutional income tax. Then the action is responding, which is people that are up for election, re-election in the House and Senate in Olympia get thrown out because people then vote their pocketbook, which is what they normally vote, and then throw those out. And then they get some folks in there that are more responsible and more respectful to the hardworking individuals in Washington that pay taxes into the state and don't like to see being wasted. So in the end, this could be a huge win for the Republicans in the state of Washington, right? I mean, was it since 1980-something or other, since you've actually had any sort of power in there? Last time we had a governor that was Republican? This could be gigantic. Yeah, this actually could be, somewhat of a blessing in disguise, because does it automatically go through and start collecting taxes in 28, 29?
Yeah, in 2028, that's when it would start, as long as it was, passed through the courts and everything else.
Okay.
All the legal challenges. But, it's all a false promise anyway. We're going to actually hire 223 new Washington IRS agents for $150 million before we ever even get there. And, you don't hire that many people if you just plan on taxing 20,000 rich dudes.
Whoa. You're burying the lead, Travis Couture. Hit that again. So the state of Washington is hiring. What are they hiring now?
220 at the Department of Revenue, 223 new, what I call Washington IRS agents for this new income tax. And you don't hire that many people just for 20,000 rich dudes that you're going to tax, or less at this point. But you hire that many people if you're going to spread that tax down to the middle class. That's what I believe.
So they're filling the sandbags, getting ready for the big flood coming. Wow. Well, there's the story.
Right.
Okay.
I said it for 24 and a half hours on the House floor, John.
Oh, sorry. I missed it. I was too busy reading about how apparently somebody at KUOW was saying that there was a sort of a stink, like someone hadn't showered in a while down there.
Well, yeah. Well, that stink is usually there. It's just called government.
Give him a rim shot there. He's leaving him laughing. All right, Travis Couture, thank you very much. Thanks for spending some time with us. Continue the good fight. Say hi to Jim Walsh for us, okay?
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, there he goes out the door. Let's check Nate in traffic. Nathan.
Yes, sir. KIRO Newsradio App has our update. JBLM, we've got a new crash at South 5 just past the main gate, blocking your right lane. You're backed up to Thorn Lane. Tacoma to Olympia right now is a 50-minute drive. If you're heading out toward Gig Harbor, westbound 16, you're slow from the west end of the Narrows up to Wallachia Drive. Just volume here. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, plan on 50 minutes. It is solid from Renton all the way into Puyallup, and it gets real thick in Pacific. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes. You're packed at the Duwamish Curve to 516. Bellevue to Renton, we're at a half hour. Your typical afternoon backup between 520 into Renton. North 5 into Seattle is packed just before the West Seattle Bridge up across the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this downtown backup. South 5 is heavy from Ravenna to I-90. And on the water, the Mukilteo Clinton ferry route experiencing extremely long waits this afternoon for drivers. You've got a 3-hour wait in Mukilteo, a 2-hour wait in Clinton. Text the app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Oil prices are once again spiking after Iran today struck a major energy hub in Qatar. CBS's Imtiaz Tayyab reports Iran hit a key liquefied natural gas facility.
Iran's strike on Qatar's Ras Laffan is a major escalation. This is the world's largest LNG export terminal, and according to the Qatari government, it has suffered, quote, extensive damage from a ballistic missile strike. We still don't know exactly which part of the facility was hit, but it's no exaggeration to say Ras Laffan is the beating heart of the global LNG system.
Now, nearly 3 weeks into the war, the head of the Federal Reserve says he expects the conflict to drive up near-term inflation. Chair Jerome Powell making his remarks as he announced the Fed is leaving interest rates unchanged.
We see the current stance of monetary policy as appropriate to promote progress toward our maximum employment and 2% inflation goals.
Powell says the central bank is projecting a 1/4 point rate cut later this year. His comments led to a steep sell-off on Wall Street. Mukilteo police are seeing a rise in catalytic converter theft, and KIRO News Radio's James Lynch tells us this may be just a sign of the times.
Police believe the thefts may be a symptom of a larger issue. Whenever there's global instability, the price of precious metals soars. Officer Nathan Fabia says
platinum, palladium, and rhodium are precious metals that typically go up in value. Maybe a reason why thieves would target a catalytic converter to get some quick cash out of it.
Fabia suggests parking in a secure garage or in a well-lit area. And if you see something suspicious around cars, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
City of Seattle is tearing up a protected bike lane on Airport Way, even though it's less than a year old. KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan tells us why.
The Seattle Department of Transportation is ripping up about 500 feet of concrete protecting the two-way bike lane on Airport Way. A surveying error during construction made the protected lane a little too wide. Trucks and other large rigs were hitting the concrete in a narrow part of the road between South Edmonds and South Alaska streets. To give those trucks a little more room, the bike lane is being squeezed by about a foot. The curb should be redone soon. Chris Sullivan, KIRO News Radio.
Takes us to 4:33. We have Nate Connors now with the real-time traffic desk.
All right, it's busy out there, Aaron. Let's start with the Mukilteo Clinton ferry route where we have an update. They are experiencing long waits up there. 2-hour wait now in Mukilteo as opposed to a 3-hour wait for drivers. And right now there is no wait for drivers at Clinton. They've cleared that line down pretty significantly. The Snoqualmie Valley is flooding this afternoon, so we're experiencing road closures, particularly in the Carnation area. And right now both directions of Tolt Hill Hill Road, you're closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and West Snoqualmie Road closed from Tolt Hill Road south down to Southeast 24th Street. JBLM, we've still got a collision, South 5, just past the main gate in that right lane. You're backed up to Thorn Lane, Tacoma to Olympia. We're up to 55-minute commute. This is the biggest backup, though, along this commute. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, plan on 50 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma, a 1-hour drive. We're packed from the Duwamish Curve to 516, and again from South 320th into Tacoma. North 405 slows from South Center through the Renton S curves. Bellevue to Renton's at a half-hour, typical backup starting at 520. In Seattle, North 5, you're solid approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through this downtown backup. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to the forecast. Cloudy skies right now over much of the area, and also some rain and pockets around the east side, and lots of rain over the Olympic Peninsula. We'll see showers continue throughout the week, drying out for Saturday. Right now, 57 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
An atmospheric river is hitting western Washington this week. Rivers could reach moderate flood stage, and the KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather Team is here to keep you prepared. From timing out the storm and the rivers cresting to alerting you to the areas that will see the most impact, KIRO 7 will keep you weather ready. Watch KIRO 7 Pinpoint Weather in every newscast and get breaking weather alerts and stream on the KIRO 7 app for your phone or TV.
They mentioned
heat waves.
Yes, heat wave. Well said, well read, Joe.
You can't deny this is a good one, John.
No, Jam's not. That's not a good jam for me.
You're just saying that because you don't want to sing.
Hey, Buc-ee's fix my car. Done it now for 50 years. 16 locations. Take the car to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's got the guys, girls with lots of plastic. Had to edit those parts out.
Heat waves.
Buc-ee's.
Heat waves.
God, okay, now it's turning into a whole thing. It's turning into a whole thing. That's the problem.
Heat waves. Oh boy. Oh.
I don't know what key's that in. Hold on.
Oh boy. Got the capo on.
Is it D? Is it G? What is it, Aaron? What key is that in?
Try F.
Oh, F. Okay.
No, it's definitely not F.
Yeah, that's
no,
it.
No, E minor. No, E minor. G. No, okay. We got a show to do.
It's like a music class for first graders.
C sharp.
C sharp, what it was? All right, never mind. All right, back to it. There's Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. Yeah, right. That was a much better one. All right, so what happened in right after 9/11, George Bush in 2002 says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get 22 different federal agencies, and we're going to put them all under one group, the Department of Homeland Security. And then Congress passed it. And they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll take all 22 really inefficient departments, and we're even going to create our own cabinet-level individual that's going to be in there to protect Americans on American soil. So they put it all together. They come up with the whole thing. Then they give us, remember, color codes? Remember that? Oh, it's magenta at this. Remember the different levels?
Right
And
level.
orange. We get TSA. We get a whole bunch of different folks running around all under one. The reason they did this was because they said, you know, one of the reasons they got us on 9/11 is because different departments weren't able to communicate with one another. So we put them all into one big group, and we give them a gigantic budget. Then it'll be great. $115 or $120 billion. They have 260,000 employees. They're all under one big thing. It's a complete waste of time and money. Total amount of money spent so far from the TSA, $667 billion per life saved.
Nice.
That's a good way of looking at it. So now we need a new director because the other one bombed out, right? Christina Nome, or was her name Kristen Nome?
Christy Nome.
Yeah, she's gone. So we got to get a new guy in there to run the thing. Here we go. This is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen from Oklahoma.
Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown.
Who's yelling at? Oh, this is from the that's the stuff from like 2 years ago.
This is the old clip.
Where's the new stuff? We got the new stuff? Right. Okay, hang on.
The titles should help you.
You want to set him up with this crazy stuff from 2 years ago, just to give us an idea of who this guy's like? Here he
goes.
He's
a friend of the show.
Yeah, he is. Okay, this is him. He's going back and forth with union boss. This to give you some idea who they want to run the Department of Homeland Security.
Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown.
That's the senator.
Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy.
Oh, he's reading, yeah.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place.
There we go.
If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Hold on.
No, sit down.
Sit down. Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Actively. Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Hold it.
Hold on.
If we can, no.
Billionaires and billionaires.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond? Oh, no, you can't. This is
Get him,
a
Bernie.
hearing.
Okay. So during the Senate confirmation hearing, again, he's going back and forth with Rand Paul. It's kind of a he said, she said stuff. There's this little bit of Rand Paul and Mark Wayne Mullen.
You went on to brag that you'd already told me to my face that you completely understood and approved of the assault. Well, that.
Remember when Senator Rand Paul was riding around out there on his lawnmower, and his neighbor came up from behind him and got him, and breaking, I think, 6 ribs and hurt his lungs.
It's a lie. You have never had the courage to look me in the eye and tell me that the assault was justified. So
it's like something the Human Resources Department would organize. We'd all be sitting around talking about stuff that we said or didn't say.
Today you'll have your chance. If that's what you believe, tell it to me today. Tell the world why you believe I deserve to be assaulted from behind, have 6 ribs broken and a damaged lung. Tell me to my face why you think I deserved it.
Calling me a liar? Sir, I think everybody in this room knows that I'm very blunt and direct to the point. And if I have something to say, I'll say it directly to your face. If you recall, back in my House days, we actually did have this conversation because of remarks that I made. You were in a room.
This is such a waste of time. Senator Blumenthal got Mullen to commit to adhering to the judicial warrants. Okay, here we go. We get some before ICE enters the House.
If confirmed, will you commit to me and the chair and ranking member of this committee and the American people that ICE will no longer instruct agents to break into people's homes without a judicial warrant?
You're using the word break into people's houses very loosely. However, I have made it very clear to the staff, and I think when you and I spoke, that judicial warrants will be used to go into houses, into place of businesses, unless we're pursuing someone that enters in that place. I have not mixed words with that, and I haven't changed my opinion about that.
Yeah, it's still the law. Listen, if you're out on the street, then get you, right? But going into somebody's private property, they're asking you to have a warrant. Then you can stop them if you don't have a judicial warrant. You can have like this sort of general printed off the printer warrant. But
a whistleblower testified to our hearing that, in fact, ICE agents have been instructed as part of their training to forcibly enter. I know you don't like the word break-in, but forcibly enter is breaking into somebody's home, bashing down the door, terrorizing children.
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
Instructed them to adopt this policy. Will you commit that no longer will ICE agents or CBP agents be instructed to forcibly enter people's homes without a judicial warrant?
Sir, I've already answered this question for you. I said we will not enter a home or a place of business without a judicial warrant, unless we're pursuing the individual that runs into a place of business or a house.
It would be much better to just break the whole thing apart, and you have one group that takes care of immigration, right? The TSA stuff. I mean, come on, right? And then you have immigration, then you want to be able to also have other groups that are all under this gigantic umbrella with all these employees. No, they're still not able to communicate with one another. But right after September, we better do something. Let's form a new cabinet level. and bring 22 different federal agencies all under one roof. What a mess. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. It's an infringement upon a lot of our rights, too. It's a mess, Joe. Just
Agreed.
a mess. Stand your butt up.
This is a time. This is a place.
Let's place right now. Let's go.
Wanna go?
When you go, let's go. Let's go.
love to.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a minute. What about millionaires and billionaires? Here's Nate checking traffic.
All right, this one brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. Seattle to Everett, a 45-minute commute. You're crowded from Shoreline up into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. It is solid now from Bellevue into Canyon Park. Up in Everett, Everett to Marysville, now filling in, taking a half hour. It is solid from the Boeing Freeway into Marysville. It turns into a parking lot right there at the Snohomish River. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're heavy from the U District to I-90, about 25 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5, you're packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through downtown Seattle. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour with solid volumes from 520 all the way down to the Renton Landing. And JBLM, we're still dealing with a collision South 5 just past the main gate in that right lane. Tacoma to Olympia, we're pushing 1 hour with a thick backup starting near Thorn Lane to the crash scene. Text to app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows, get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory is a little different. We actually reach out to the small business world, to Joel Taylor and Sean O'Donnell from Sean O'Donnell's Restaurants. Sean, when Joel brought this to you, the idea of why don't we take this First Mark Challenge victory, what was your thought?
My goal was to save some money and to simplify our operations. We've got 6 locations now, and along with that comes complications. And when things get complicated, things that are important get forgotten. First Mark was able to simplify that and also save us money.
Not only have they saved us money, they helped us identify some blind spots in our policies. Their service team has been phenomenal, unparalleled in my experience, given us a lot more solutions with better coverage, and just made too much sense.
First Mark's just made it easy for us.
So if you're a business owner and your insurance is in need of simplifying and streamlining and eliminate the stress, do what Sean O'Donnell's Restaurants did. Reach out to First Mark Insurance. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance, your teammate in the business world too. Going to work for you.
John Curley here. Did you know that a new Lennox heat pump is a smart choice for total home comfort? That's right. One heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And if your system's over 12 years old, it's on borrowed time and could be costing you up to 20% more than today's ultra-efficient models. Get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to, and they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. Day and Night.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater. Day and Night.net.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
I'm going to call Olympic Hot Tub. I want to get a spa, a sauna, and a cold plunge together. I'm tired of jumping in the lake. Are we back on the air?
We are.
Oh, there we go. Good. All right, the state of Washington wants to stop everybody from littering. I guess there's people still littering. It's not don't be a litter bug. So they're hoping that, is it a marmot?
A marmot.
Marmot. It will do the trick. Now, this is not going to work for radio, but apparently we have to feed the video monster every once in a while.
Roads connect us.
Kevin, my man.
There he is.
We share them with strangers. And with our best friends.
You get a haircut? I'm not saying it looks bad. It's just different.
Keeping our roads litter-free paves the way for our next epic road trip. When we care about something and all do our part, it shows. We keep Washington litter-free.
Huh.
Cute.
Yeah, cute.
Didn't say much.
No. So this is going to be reoccurring, the little stuffed animal thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not inexpensive to produce those.
No.
No.
And is that actor going to be like a reoccurring character too? And then, you get a haircut, and then.
Well, he was in the first two. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. All right, you got another one? Because
no, but
I still want to litter.
You wanted the
famous one.
Yes.
So it was 1971. This debuted. It was the anti-pollution ad, apparently showing a man in Native American attire shedding a single tear over the sight of smokestacks and litter. Taking over the firmly unblemished landscape, and the indelible and the piece of the pop culture TV. You have it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'll tell you why it failed. And then, so he pulls up in his canoe. There he goes, and
trash everywhere.
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country.
It's called a crying cowboy. You're a crying Indian. Sorry.
And some people don't.
All right.
People start pollution. People can stop it.
close up.
Right for Pollution Booklet Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
It failed miserably. You know why? Because it actually showed people littering, which basically sent a subconscious sort of impulse to like, well, I guess everybody else is littering. Threw it right there at that Indian's feet. I guess game on. And it backfired.
That's too bad.
Because you want to see people putting litter away, not throwing it out the window. And again, if they throw it right at that guy, he pulls up in his canoe, he's got the feather there, and he's crying, and they're still throwing garbage at him.
It's canoeing. It must be the Hudson, right?
Shocked. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
All right, some of our rivers are flooding this afternoon, and right now the Snoqualmie Valley is taking the brunt of it. In Carnation, we've got a couple road closures, including both directions of a Tolt Hill Road closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and then West Snoqualmie Road, you're closed from Tolt Hill Road south down to Southeast 24th Street, and you can count on more road closures throughout the day as rivers continue to climb. Everett to Marysville filling in. We're about a half-hour commute now. It is solid from the Boeing Freeway into Marysville at the Snohomish River. This jams up into bumper-to-bumper volume. Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, pushing an hour. Into Seattle, South 5, you're heavy from the U District to I-90. 25 minutes between Linwood and Seattle. North 5 is packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this backup. Northbound 99 is bumper-to-bumper now through the downtown tunnel up to South Lake Union. Seattle to Federal Way, 40 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. And we still got a crash in JBLM, South 5, just past the main gate in your right lane. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Join the conversation and text your favorite show on the KIRO News Radio text line at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
There's nothing like the taste of the very first fruit you grew yourself. Well, March is the time to visit Sky Nursery for a wide variety of Northwest-grown strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and kiwi, persimmon, fig, plum trees, and more. Visit skynursery.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe have fielded questions from Democrats about what information the intel community has provided President Trump before and during the war with Iran. They mostly declined to detail their conversations. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns says of Gabbard,
at the war's outset, Trump claimed Iran was close to developing a nuclear weapon.
They attempted to rebuild their nuclear program.
But in her prepared remarks, Gabbard wrote that after the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear sites last summer, there have been no efforts by the Iranians to try to rebuild their enrichment capability, a line she left out of her testimony.
Qatar's foreign ministry says it is expelling the Iranian embassy's military and security attachés and staff after Iran attacked the country's biggest liquefied natural gas terminal. CBS's Imtiaz Tayeb.
The timing of the strike matters. It comes just hours after Israeli fighter jets targeted Iran's South Pars field, the shared gas reservoir with Qatar. That connection underscores how tightly linked Iran is to the Gulf's energy system and how quickly this war is shifting into a direct energy confrontation.
Our Allison Keyes reports on allegations of sexual abuse, as first reported by the New York Times, against the late Cesar Chavez during his tenure as president of the United Farm Workers Union.
Labor rights leader Dolores Huerta describes 2 sexual encounters with Chavez, including one where she was forced against her will. Huerta and other women told their stories to the New York Times, and now civil rights groups from Vote Latino to LULAC are condemning his actions. But they say it does not erase the work done by thousands who built the farm worker movement.
During his confirmation hearing to replace Kristi Noem, Oklahoma Republican Mark Wayne Mullen tells fellow senators that he wants to rebuild trust in the Department of Homeland Security. Democratic Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan asks Mullen if he feels he has the authority to put uniformed officers at polling locations in 2026.
There was a specific threat for them to be there, not for intimidation. And
so even though we didn't need it
during
World War II, we didn't need it during Vietnam or the War on Terror, we never had to put uniformed military there. Now, you feel that there's going to be a reason that there's going to be an armed threat to the United States.
A University of Alabama student from the Chicago area has been reported missing during a spring break trip to Barcelona, Spain. James Gracie's Aunt Beth O'Reilly says Gracie's father has had
quite a bit of contact with the local authorities in Spain, who have been very helpful since his dad landed there in Spain. You know, his friends are putting posters out and his picture out and doing all that they can to help.
This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here?
How is this possible?
Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
Coming up, nearly 60 pets seized from a home in Kitsap County. That's after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, that Snoqualmie Valley is taking on flooding this afternoon, and we've got some closures in Carnation. Toll Hill Road, both directions are closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and West Snoqualmie Road closed from Toll Hill Road down to Southeast 24th Street. Everett to Marysville is down to 25 minutes, but it is bumper to bumper from the Snohomish River into Marysville. Getting to Marysville from Seattle will take you 50 minutes. Crowded from Linwood up in through Mill Creek, almost into South Everett now. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes. It's solid from Bellevue into Canyon Park. South 5 into Seattle, bumper to bumper from Ravenna down to I-90. It's a 25-minute trip from Linwood to Seattle. North 5, bumper to bumper, approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through this. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle is a half hour on both 520 and I-90. Seattle to Federal Way will take you 40 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 45. And JBLM, we just cleared that crash. South 5 just past the main gate. You're left with about a 3 to 4 mile bumper to bumper backup. Tacoma to Olympia is down just a bit to a 50-minute commute. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. A shocking animal rescue in Poulsbo where 57 neglected pets were pulled from a single home. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley reports the animals are now with the Kitsap Humane Society.
Sheriff's deputies and animal control officers got an anonymous tip about a caregiving issue at a home in Poulsbo. Officers went in Tuesday and seized more than 50 animals, most of them dogs and puppies, but some cats, kittens, and even a pig. The Humane Society now caring for all of them, getting them veterinary care and cleaning them up. Shelter staff were able to move out existing animals into foster homes and even a nearby pet hotel, but they tell me they really desperately need volunteers, more fosters, and donations to care for these animals on site.
15-year-old arrested for the fatal shooting of 2 Rainier Beach High School students had a court date this afternoon. As KIRO News Radio's James Lynch reports, that boy was a no-show.
In the boy's absence, Judge Tanya Thorpe found there is probable cause for 2 counts of first-degree murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. She also ordered the boy held in secure detention, citing an ongoing threat to the community. Casey McNurthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office on what happens next.
That investigation with Seattle Police continues, and we anticipate getting a case referral for a charging decision by Friday.
We also learned that the teen was under juvenile court supervision at the time of the shootings. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Wild scene today on a busy street in North Seattle. A King County Metro bus driver suffered a medical episode and caused a crash involving 7 vehicles. This man tells us he saw that bus side-swapping cars along Greenwood Avenue.
And the bus just kept going. It just kept hitting cars.
Bus left a trail of debris along 5 blocks stretching from 80th to 85th Streets. No word on the condition of that driver, who was taken to the hospital. Dick's Drive-In is now the target of a class-action lawsuit. Workers accuse the Seattle burger chain of failing to provide required rest and meal breaks during their shifts. Dick's president and CEO tells the Seattle Times the company is committed to its employees and is reviewing those allegations, but offered no further comments. The lawsuit seeks back pay, along with interest and attorney's fees. Now to your weather updates. We are looking at cloudy skies right now and plenty of rain as well. And rising river levels also along the Snoqualmie and Snohomish, reaching moderate flood stage. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show, listener introduction line.
Get a good one.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
It's still St. Patrick's Week, right? They didn't muck it up like President's Day or anything, right?
Nope.
So what you do is you get a nice ripe avocado.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
You mash it up. You mash it up real good. And you crack a couple of Wilcox Family Farm eggs in there. And then you mix it all up. And it turns out with green eggs. And I don't care what Sam says about them. They're delicious.
All right. Is there any alcohol involved in the preparation of that particular?
I'm going to say yes.
Yes, a little bit of something. Still celebrating Old St. Patty's Day. I said to Joe, I think it's been 7 years since that documentary rocked Seattle. And Joe looked it up. He goes, yeah, actually, it was the 14th of March, 2019, when Eric Johnson aired the documentary that so many people watched. I said, call him up. There he is. Hey, we both go to the same hair dye guy or something. Look at you. Johnson, for people that don't know you, how are you? So you were in the TV business for more than 40 years here in Seattle, or 40 years in Seattle. You got 50 Emmys, a whole bunch of awards. You started out as Eric Johnson with Little Heroes doing sports and stuff because you were inspired by Howard Cosell when you were 7 years old. I love that part of the story. And then you got into Como. You then started to do more stories away from sports. Your documentaries were, they showed part of Seattle that a lot of people only kind of drove past. I want to know kind of the genesis of you digging in hard on Seattle's dying. Who was behind you on this? And did the station bigwigs, were they okay with this?
You know, they were okay with it. They didn't know about it for the longest time. I just, I was sports originally, and I gradually switched over to news, and I think I just had maybe a different perspective, a different kind of curiosity, so that when the homeless thing started happening, the homelessness crisis, and there was all these people showing up from who knows where, I just took my cameraman, Doug Pigsley, and we would go out every day at 9 a.m. and we would just talk to people and ask them about their lives. What went wrong with their lives? Are you a drug addict? What happened to you? Why are you in Seattle? And so we did a documentary called But for the Grace of God.
Right.
That was followed closely by another one called Demon at the Door, which was about heroin. And then it just sort of dawned on me, and as it did a lot of people, this wasn't a stroke of genius. I just thought to myself, this isn't a homelessness thing. This is about addiction. That's all this is. And so from that stance, I just started diving into this next documentary, TV special, whatever you want to call it. And the first two didn't explode. We got nice notices and good ratings. But then Seattle is Dying blew up like an atom bomb. I mean, it was crazy.
Yes. But did you know, were you just naive to the fact that you were speaking against the garbage that was coming from organizations? We're saying, no. It's not about addiction. Some, maybe under 20%, have some problem with drugs or alcohol. It's really about unsheltered. It's about income. Did you realize that you were going against everything that they had been talking about for the last 10 years?
John, I was naive in this way. I thought that when I presented this to the right and the left, to everybody, when I laid this out there logically, that the world would say, oh, we get it now. Now we know how to attack this. Wow, thank you. Here we go. I didn't really realize is that the forces would line up to push me down, to shut me up, to quell whatever this thing is that I had opened up. And I want to tell, the night before it aired, I thought to myself, oh my God, what if everybody watches this and just says, duh, we already knew all that, right?
Yeah.
But that's not the way it went. It just exploded. I'd never seen anything like it before or since.
And for those that hadn't seen it, and millions have around the world, here's a piece from it.
The real homeless you don't see. Out-of-work truckers or construction workers who've run into bad luck don't live like this, in tents on mud patches. This is something different. This is drugs, heroin, meth, Citizens know it.
Can we at least acknowledge the elephant in the room that this is also a drug problem? I've only heard it being mentioned as a housing problem. This is a drug problem.
The quote-unquote homeless know it too.
I have not met anyone else on the street who's not in some phase of addiction. I mean, of use, of serious use. And I think that that's the starting point. You just have to address that. You have to figure that out.
So I wanted to make sure I got that correct.
I would say 100% of the people that I have met out here are in some level of addiction.
100%.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Every single person I've met out here.
But listen closely. We constantly refer to it as a homeless crisis, not a drug crisis.
The fractured, siloed approach of homelessness in our region.
To help combat the homelessness epidemic.
And the homelessness crisis.
We have a crisis around housing and homelessness.
If we won't even name the thing that is destroying Seattle, what hope do we have of fixing it?
The city council was so upset and so rocked by your piece. What did they end up doing?
Well, they lined up against me. I mean, it was an outrage. The nonprofits were outraged. Seattle University came out with a big statement decrying how unfair I had been. KUOW and the Seattle Times, they all sort of coalesced into this movement to discredit, to suppress, to defeat somehow this idea that I had laid out there. And for a while, I'll tell you, it was rough. I mean, it was rough.
Because you're Eric Johnson, you're little heroes. You're a kid getting, hit in the head with a baseball bat. I mean, you're not the guy they dump on.
I like being liked. And, but what started out as just a rush of anger and fury, what I realized was it was only from select few who had a dog in the race. The shop owners, the business owners, the citizens, the hardworking people of Seattle all took control of that narrative and they turned it back, which I'll be forever grateful for. They basically essentially said, no, BS. That was the truth. And we recognize the truth when we see it. This was the whole thing, John, was just about what is the truth? I don't understand this stuff that they're saying because I'm seeing it with my own eyes, right? I'm seeing the truth in the streets.
Yeah.
And it didn't resemble anything like what I was seeing in the Seattle Times and from our city government.
And the city council took part of the budget, didn't they? And they ended up hiring a PR firm that would help them get things in the paper and how to respond to Seattle's Dying documentary.
If I can tell you a little story, so that it's called Pyramid PR Agency. And I didn't know it, but cities have PR agencies. And somebody sent me, I wish I knew who it was. They sent me the minutes of an emergency meeting that was titled How to Counteract the Seattle is Dying Narrative. And this was with city officials and the PR agency. And they had decided, they had a whole list of things they decided to discredit me, have a bunch of people that are friendly to the city write editorials, almost daily editorials in the paper that the Seattle Times would run saying, we're not dying, Seattle is thriving, we've got a hold of this problem. So that was weird. And then one day I was reading an article. It was a puff piece about one of the rare drug addicts who were somehow found a way to get into treatment, and a success story, disregarding the thousands of others who were dying miserable lives. And in a little corner at the story in the Seattle Times, this was a front page story. It said, Project Homelessness, or whatever the series was called, is paid for and reported by, guess who? Pyramid PR. So the city was printing its own PR on the front page of this newspaper of record in Seattle. Blew me away. Opposite of journalism. That is the opposite of journalism.
Well, there's a reason they have so few subscribers. For somebody who wants to be liked, it had to be hard to see this stuff happen every day when you open the paper or you see something online, because they were accusing you of misery porn, And they,
yeah,
you were taking videos of people who were out in public suffering the ravages of drug addictions and withdrawal. Here's the one part that they thought was the worst of the worst. This is what you said.
Look at this place. Look at all the buildings, the infrastructure. What if this was a specialized facility where we could use all of our resources and knowledge to fight this thing that is happening? What if it was a place where doctors and counselors and caseworkers were available, along with the treatment drugs that we know work, the ones we know save lives? What if this was a very specific place where sick people learn how to live life again? Job training, therapy, treatment, all of it in one place. It would have to be a place where the patients couldn't simply get up and leave if they wanted, because the sickness is such that that doesn't really work. But eventually they would leave and have jobs and families and maybe continue to use methadone, Suboxone, or Vivitrol for the rest of their lives, the way some people use insulin. What you're looking at is McNeil Island, completely abandoned for the most part. You might call it an answer waiting for the right question. It wouldn't have to be here. It could be somewhere else. But maybe that $1 billion that we spent last year could be spent on a tough, compassionate concept that actually works, that saves lives.
Oh, Eric Johnson saying, just ship them all to some island.
Oh, my God. People went out of their heads over that. The idea, they said, you want to put them on an island. You hate the homeless. The way I looked at it, I was the one who didn't hate them so badly that I would leave them to die like dogs on the street. I would pluck them out, put them in this place, give them a fighting chance. But that little thing, the McNeil Island, the idea, the concept, they just were furious about that.
Yeah. They didn't hear the whole first part. Well, here are the numbers since you did the documentary, 2019. There was 11,199. This is King County and Seattle. It has now gone to 16,868. That's a count from 2024. That's King County and Seattle. So from 11,000 to 16,000, the number keeps going. The number of deaths, I think this is the saddest. 2019, 125. The last count, 2024, 300. Total amount of deaths since you did the documentary, they have to estimate anywhere between 1,600 to 1,800 individuals that have lost their life.
Wow. I think about this all the time. What if we had started a place like this 7 years ago? Now, you can't save everybody. The people you see with their arms waving downtown might be beyond being saved. But think about the young people who became addicted in the first couple years of their addiction, the last 7 years. How many of them could we have reversed the course on? I think it would be a large number. I think there are a number of people that could have been saved, and we'll never know because they weren't and aren't being saved.
Yeah.
But I think about that all the time, John. I think, geez, we've tried everything, right? We think we've exhausted what else can we do except the most obvious thing, which is to take them out of there and go to work on their brains.
Did I read this or hear this, or maybe I imagine this? Did you have a niece that had a problem with drugs?
Yeah. Lex, and she, I retired a year ago. She, in 3 upside down in Ballard. She appeared in 2-3 documentaries. Her along. She talked her addiction. She talked about what the fight was like, how hard it was, what she needed, what she wanted. Was very open, really very, very open with her story and her failures. But yeah, they found her dead in a car in Ballard. And I also did a story on that after it aired. And the phrase I used in that story was, here's this girl, symbolic of other girls, dying right in front of us, and everybody just stood there watching. And that's, to me, just the most frustrating thing. Everyone is standing around watching this happen, and we really still are. We still are 7 years later.
Yeah, it's one of these. Oh, that's those were poor people or whatever. I remember Penny LeGate's daughter died of a heroin overdose in 2012. And it's like, it's not bad parenting. It's not bad this or bad that. Genetically, sometimes somebody takes a drug and nothing happens to them. Other people put that key in the door, they turn it, and they are addicted, and they are stuck, and they are, then they become the refuge of the streets that you were able to document. And sadly, still there.
Yeah.
Still there for so many.
Still happening.
Yeah.
And now that, the camps aren't as big now, but they're in the nooks and crannies, they're all over the region, all over the West Coast. They're still there. They're still dying. We haven't fixed this or solved it. Downtown looks better. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about that, but they're still out there.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you for the documentary, for the time you spend with us now, and I'll see you around Cle Elum. Where are you over there? Are you in the fancy, where are you? Taking all your Como retirement? Where are you over in?
In Suncadia.
In Suncadia. Couldn't afford a Tumble Creek, huh?
Suncadia. The last time I saw you downtown Cle Elum, you looked like you were working in a dude ranch, man.
Okay, that's enough. All right, there goes. There, I can't. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you anymore. All right, Eric Johnson. See you around town. See you over at Mike's. I'll buy you a drink. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Thanks, Eric. All right, checking Nate with traffic. Nathan.
All right, let's start with the water. The Mukilteo-Clinton ferry route experiencing a 2-hour wait for drivers at the Mukilteo terminal this afternoon. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett, both right under an hour at 55 minutes. I-5, you've got 10 miles of stop-and-go traffic between Shoreline and Mill Creek. 405, you're solid from Bellevue into Canyon Park. And then you're going to join that northbound I-5 backup. Out of Monroe, eastbound 2, we've got a 3-mile backup heading into downtown Monroe, unusual for this time of day. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're still heavy from about Ravenna down to I-90. North 5 remains packed at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through this. Northbound 99, you're packed through that downtown tunnel up to Lake Union. Seattle to Federal Way, we've improved a few minutes, 35 minutes. Still slow, but we're thinning out from Interurban Avenue down to 516. Same story on the Valley Freeway. Renton to Puyallup is down to 40 minutes, but it's still pretty solid from north to south. But again, it is thinning out. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
So my friends over at Pure Talk have been sending me customer feedback from consumeraffairs.com, where thousands of people rate and review the top wireless providers. Here, for instance, is a nice note from James in Raleigh, North Carolina, who writes, quote, "After hearing Mike Rowe's ad, we made the switch to Pure Talk, and we couldn't be happier. We went from spending $1,200 a year with T-Mobile to $420 with Pure Talk. Thanks, Mike. Switch today!" Exclamation point. Pure Talk is saving James $820 a year. And because he literally wrote the words "switch today" in capital letters with an exclamation point, I'm going to go ahead and dedicate this commercial to him. So folks, take it from James in Raleigh, North Carolina. Pure Talk can give you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month on the same 5G service the big guys are overcharging you for. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. You'll also save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Did you know that most people wait 6 or 7 years before they buy a new TV? That's a lot of time in front of one TV. So why not get one of the best sets for the next 7 years, like one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony models? Too expensive? What if you could get up to $1,000 trade-in for your old set? Who would do a stupid deal like this? Right now, at Video Only, you can get big bucks for your old set as a trade-in and a hot price on the new models. Don't be sorry. Check out Video Only.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to, and they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. The war in Iran giving the central bank pause. It is voting to keep interest rates unchanged. Chairman Jerome Powell expressing concern over the rippling economic effects of the war.
In the near term, higher energy prices will push up overall inflation, but it is too soon to know the scope and duration of the potential effects on the economy.
More from CBS's Richard Escobedo.
Inflation is likely to end the year higher than what they were predicting back in December. The Fed likes inflation about 2%. They're expecting that by the end of this year, it will be at 2.7%. So that's about 0.3% higher than where they were at the end of 2025.
Next time you want to rage over rising prices at the pump, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey tells us it's not the gas station's fault.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says gas stations don't control prices at the pump from rising. They only control them when they come back down, slowing those price reductions to try to recoup losses on everything from soda and beef jerky to air fresheners, oil, and lottery tickets.
Maybe 1 to 2 cents a day, maybe 3 cents on average at most.
That means relief, when it comes, could still take months, as long as a quarter of the world's oil remains tied up in the Strait of Hormuz. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
FBI says crooks are using AI to make financial scams more convincing. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi has that.
The FBI's Seattle Special Agent in Charge, Mark Harrington, tells KIRO 7 TV artificial intelligence can help thieves make realistic photos, videos, emails, and chats.
Frauds at their core are about building and exploiting trust, and AI just makes it more effective in doing that.
He says here in Washington, both the number of victims and the dollar losses have tripled since 2020. Nationwide in that time, 4.2 million people have been taken for more than $50 billion. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Positive health updates on the Mariners' starting shortstop. J.P. Crawford received a cortisone shot in his shoulder after meeting yesterday with an orthopedic specialist. Team says it's nothing serious, but with opening day just about a week away, still unclear if he'll be ready to suit up. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk coming up on 5:33. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, the Emerald Queen Casino has the update. It is busy out there. Let's start with the Snoqualmie Valley, which is beginning to flood this afternoon, affecting a lot of roads in Carnation. A couple of big closures include both directions of Tolt Hill Road. You're closed at the Snoqualmie River Bridge, and then West Snoqualmie Road is closed from Tolt Hill Road down south to Southeast 24th Street. And again, you can expect more roads to close as throughout the evening as rivers continue to rise. The drive northbound through Everett this afternoon really struggling. You've got a 9-mile backup starting just north of 526 into Marysville. It's going to take you 20 minutes to get through this. Northbound 529, you're also packed between Everett and Marysville. Getting to Everett from Seattle and Bellevue, both are 55-minute drives. South 5 heading into Seattle, one of the few places that are looking okay today. It's slow from the U District to I-90, not bad. North 5, you're packed at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal, 35 minutes from bridge to bridge. Bellevue to Renton, we're down to 35 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. And Tacoma to Olympia, we're down to a 40-minute drive. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at the Emerald Queen Casino April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to your forecast, seeing rising river levels into tomorrow. Both the Snoqualmie and Snohomish have reached moderate flood stage. We'll see rain throughout the evening and then rain for a couple more days, drying out by Saturday. Right now, 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget you can text us 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. All right, Teeny, I believe you have. Teeny? Spin the wheel, please. The Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel. Here it goes. Names of all the players are on there. There's Aaron and Nate and a guy named Dave all of a sudden also included on the wheel. We'll find out who gives the famous Wilcox, and it lands on Andrew. Andrew, your favorite Wilcox Family Farm
My
eggs.
favorite Wilcox Family Farm eggs recipe is to poach them in some vinegar water. And that's it.
Just poach them in some vinegar water. There we go.
Right.
And that's going to be under...
what do they call it? Yeah. The old...
It's vinegar eggs. That's going to be under good luck eating that.
Yum!
Thank you. Thanks so much to Eric Johnson. Funny letter somebody just sent in. The difference between a TV guy and Jim Walsh appearing on the Zoom links.
Yes. Quite remarkable.
Love Jim, but he's just got to get better lighting and better angle.
Yes.
Because he's coming at you like, whoa!
You know, he's just getting out of the session.
Yeah,
it's
it's hard.
running
It's
into his
hard.
office.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
John's just up there enjoying retirement.
Damn straight.
There we go. Thank you, Jim. All right. We don't normally do letters at this point, but this one came in, and we were so taken with the all the various mentions from the past shows, all of the years, and we got free T-shirts out of the whole thing.
Yes, we did.
This is a T-shirt that I think came out in 2012. When did this thing? Or originally was it? When did that whole South Lake Union thing? Was that in 2007, 6?
You're asking the wrong guy.
And we spend $5 million a year on it, and they say they have anywhere between 500 and 1,500 daily riders. Don't believe it. And when Katie Wilson was in here, I told her, I said, I'm going to vote for you if you get rid of that stupid trolley, because nobody uses that thing. She's got a lot of other things to worry about.
Even though you couldn't vote for her.
Right, you just told her that anyway. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't check votes in Seattle. All right, your letter that you found this, by the way, we will, how many T-shirts did we get?
We got 2, and we're not giving them away, so hold your horses. They're collector's items. And he did send a coffee mug, too. He said we could give it to Nate, but I'll read the letter.
Okay.
To the most esteemed John and Joe, my apologies for the delay in sending these shirts to you, fond remnants of a response to a ridiculous use of money over 15 years old. But shameless plug, the domain www.ridetheslut.com is for sale. Unfortunately, due to my lack of feline companionship, they lack the smell of cat urine to which you may be accustomed for prizes and gifts.
That's true.
While a poor substitute, I have done my best after ingesting a gallon of water and a bundle of asparagus.
Oh, God, that'll be good.
Having found only one mug to offer you, I recognize this presents a conundrum. Of course, it could be given to Nate, but I think we all know that obviously will not happen. Or you could stuff a rat in it and throw it off a cliff. Or I propose you settle ownership of it during a commercial break with an on-air thumb wrestling match viewable only on YouTube. I would also suggest you offer absolutely no explanation as to why this is happening. In closing, I think that people may tune into the show simply for the Buc-ee's freestyle ads or the chance at owning a leather-bound book of Wilcox Family Farm eggs recipes. For myself, however, despite finding the fourth hour consistently redundant, I look forward to sharing my afternoons with you as one would with a cherished friend. To quote the wisdom written in so many high school yearbooks, never change, have a great summer, your friend and countryman, Don the Amazing Clifton.
Wow, that was great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nicely done. Lots of references in there. Yeah, don't ever change.
No, we're going to save that one. It's a real letter.
It is a real... As opposed to what?
The text messages that we call letters.
Well, it's correspondence of people reacting to the show.
Yeah,
but
About that coffee cup.
Oh, boy.
Are you going to send it my way? Or
It's got a sort of a funny thing that if you put alcohol in it, then apparently like a naked woman shows up on the side of it.
One of those.
So we can't have that given to you, especially it would not be office appropriate.
Got it.
Okay. Dodged a bullet on that one. Did he believe
Sure
me?
did.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Still want a thumb wrestle for it?
Yeah. Is that it, Joe? That's what you've been planned for the 5:30.
Well, I have another letter. It is. It's pretty long,
okay.
but I'm going to give it a shot. This is in reference to Malia, who we had on talking about the daycares yesterday.
Yes.
Dear John Curley, I was listening to your segment, another actual letter, by the way.
Right.
Your segment regarding daycare fraud, including the discussion with a guest from National Review. I felt compelled to write in. I've been working in a licensed childcare in Washington State since 2005, and I wanted to share a few important points that I haven't heard mentioned in the coverage. First, before a daycare can legally operate, it must go through licensing inspection. After that, facilities are subject to at least one unannounced licensing visit each year. In your segment, it was mentioned that the licensor is called ahead. That's not accurate. These visits are truly surprise inspections. Additionally, many providers who accept state subsidies are required to participate in Early Achievers program. This is structured accountability system where facilities are assigned a coach and must submit regular documentation, including video recordings of classroom interactions for evaluation and rating. For context, our facility is located in North Bellingham. We receive a yearly surprise visit and currently hold a level 3 rating through Early Achievers. What many of us in the field are asking is this: who is their licensor or assigned licensor, and why are they not being investigated, or perhaps are they? Who in the Early Achievers coach? Who is their Early Achievers coach, and where are the videos being submitted and reviewed? Who is signing off on these evaluations? These gaps don't seem to make sense from the perspective of licensed providers, and it raises concern that there may be breakdowns or worse, approvals happening from within the system itself. I'm writing because there has been little accurate reporting on how the child care system actually operates in Washington State. Given the oversight and requirements in place, it's difficult to understand how the reported fraud could occur without deeper, more systemic issues. Thank you for your time and for covering an important topic. A little food for thought. Love the show. Sincerely, Joe.
Okay, so we should forward that to Miss Marks there at the National Review on this. The numbers work out this way. I think it was 6,186 or something daycare centers. I think, and it's hard to find out from the state, but they say they have 120 inspectors, right? And they say that they go to all of them and visit all of them. And then they report back, and they have to keep up to date on all. And they say they do have surprise ones that they do. So the 6,186 get inspected. The audit that was being asked for is slowly coming to fruition, but there's a lot of giant sort of speed bumps that certain people seem to be putting in the way of this. Don't we have somebody? Didn't we have a lawyer on? I wasn't here when it was happening. Is somebody else working on this to dig into the audits that are being asked for?
We had him on, but not for this particular case. But he is looking into it. But the thing that Joe pointed out is the Early Achievers coach, which every daycare is supposed to have, that kind of gives them their rating and does video inspections at their facilities. That should be an easy person to find out. they have to have them to get a license. So they should, if they can find out who that person is, they should have video of these places operating.
There we go.
And if they exist, then this should put the story to bed really quick.
There we go. All right, nice, good. See that?
See
that? Huh?
And now you know the rest of the story.
Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All righty. Let's see. Let's start you up in Everett. Everett to Marysville is at 20 minutes. You're crowded starting just north of the Boeing Freeway into Marysville. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. You got about a 9-mile solid backup now from, let's just call it Mountain Lake Terrace, State Route 104 in through Mill Creek. It gets pretty thick there at the Linwood interchange. Bellevue to Everett just hit 1 hour. We're solid from Bellevue up into Canyon Park. You'll clear out just a bit, and then when you get to Alderwood, you're going to jam up at the interchange. Again, that's when you join the northbound I-5 backup. North 5 heading into Seattle from the south end is solid from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal. It's 35 minutes to get through downtown. Bellevue to Renton's at 35 minutes, and it is solid from 520 all the way down to the Renton Landing. Tacoma to Olympia, we're at 40 minutes. We're clearing out pretty good now. The only thing really heavy in your way is about a 3 to 4 mile backup through JBLM. And we're seeing an unusually heavy backup eastbound 522 through Maltby, starting even before Paradise Lake Road, all the way out to the Snohomish River this afternoon. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
You know, retirement isn't just a date on a calendar. It is a transition, and it deserves a structured plan. Madrona Financial CPAs, they guide clients through the 7 steps of a successful retirement. It begins with the most important step, your lifestyle plan. What will life look like? Where do you want to live? How do you want to spend your time? From there, the process works backwards, aligning your portfolio growth strategy, your income security, cash flow planning, tax strategy, healthcare decisions, and even lifetime gifting and legacy planning. So each step ends up supporting the other. You go through this structured process. It brings clarity and confidence as you move from working years into retirement. So I don't plan on retiring yet, but I have already started the process with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Going to get in there and have them take a good look at the plan that I want to get in place. But you got to have your goals in place as well. And it all starts with you getting in touch with the good people at Madrona Financial and CPAs. 833-673-7373. Madrona Financial and CPAs at 833-673-7373.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Even though it's gray whale season in the Salish Sea, whale watchers are abuzz about a trio of Biggs orcas seen in our waters this week, according to naturalists from Puget Sound Express. These orcas have never been seen in Puget Sound before. Researchers believe these orcas, given the names T419, 420, and 421, might be based in the Gulf of Alaska. Naturalists from Puget Sound Express also reported a rare fin whale last weekend near Port Townsend. Fin whales are the world's second largest whale and are only seen in our waters every few years. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers guaranteed gray whale tours departing from Edmonds and Port Townsend. In addition to grays, orcas and humpbacks are also in the area. Puget Sound Express tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. They guarantee you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that could make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right, tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Charlie Harger here. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Bob low-cost retirement solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 206-210-1350. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be 6 figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right. Thank you, Advanced Hair. Thank you, Sean, for that. All right. What do we do?
Quick. Nice.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, Hudson. Wait till the end of the day. First, take care of all the rest.
Dennis in Seattle says, thank you, Joseph. Well read, well said.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I forgot. Do we like Joe Kent?
We have a lot on Joe Kent. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yes, we like him.
Yes, we'll do it tomorrow.
Yes.
Julius Snoqualmie says, give Nate the cup.
Jeez. All right. Ted from Coma says, give me that mug and I'll show you how I survived the fall to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Huh? Really? No. Fernando in Seattle says on Don's slut letter, wow, it's a pretty amazing letter. Got all the references. Well, thank you, Fernando.
Gabe from Ellensburg says, Joe, can you find the audio of the time John spilled his coffee on himself live on the air? It was way back then, but it was one of the funniest moments of the show.
Didn't spill it on myself. I spilled it on the counter here, right? Remember that, Andrew?
I think so.
And it was Laura's first day on the air, and I quickly took off my shirt and threw it on top.
It was whose first day?
Who was it?
Laura, as she was producing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll get back to that.
I'll get back to that.
Your turn.
Oh, Coldplay camp. Dave in Snohomish County says, oh, my God, you got to be a really special type of person to work in HR.
I don't get the HR hate. I don't know.
Not everybody's like in there, nice sweater, or like you are with HR. Oh, how are the kids? Oh, yeah.
Maybe nobody complains about me, and that's why I don't have any issues.
You're in there just kissing up the whole time.
Bonnie in the 206 says, what we really learned from this whole Coldplay story is what Jacob is willing to do for his job. Give that man a raise. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Eric Johnson, Bob the Builder says, Eric is spot on. Thank you for having the, to put people on that are real.
Roger on the 206 says, I agree. There's a drug problem, and they should tell the homeless they have two choices: go to jail or rehab. An outlaw open-air drug use, whoever thought that was a good idea is an idiot.
A lot of editing on those last couple there. Dave, the Naked Mailbox Guy, says, great segment with Eric Johnson. I ran out of Kleenex.
Andrew in the 509 says, wow, what a big difference when a veteran TV guy does a Zoom call than Walsh and his gigantic head and scary lighting doing one.
It's John Curley, the radio host.
We do love when Jim comes on. Bob in the 206 says, thanks for bringing Eric back. Eye-opener back then.
And Bonnie in the 206 says, if it makes Eric feel any better, I actually didn't even catch any wind about the negative response to the documentary. It just brought more knowledge and more attention to a reality that I thought everybody already knew.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get this one, Steve. Barbara in the 425 on the Chihuly scandal, Vandal. Chihuly glass shatter, Joe John, destruction of art is a soul-crushing crushing soul's dream. Today in hour one, Jake said he didn't give any value to Chihuly glass, comparing it to Labubu.
Oh.
Why would his guilty mind say that? Shocking.
Where's security at?
Hey, knock it off!
This way, out of the way!
Classic Seattle. Where's security at?
What's wrong with that?
Get in there. Go get him.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
All right. So many letters. Teeny chose it, Joe. Where is it?
It's right here. It is from Paul in Sammamish.
Oh, shocking.
He says, John Curley will be appearing on the Oprah Winfrey Show next week. She's doing a segment about victims of mailbox vandalism. John has chosen to step forward and be the face of victims of mailbox vandalism. Victims of mailbox vandalism often do not report crimes due to fear of retaliation, shame, lack of trust in the justice system, and emotional entrapment. Major barriers include fear of the vandals, believing the incident is too minor, or a personal belief, self-blame, economic dependency, or fears that they will not be believed. Please consider donating to the Cle Elum chapter of VOMV, Victims of Mailbox Violence. For just $5 a day, you too can help rehabilitate misguided use and provide remedial training for incompetent snowplow drivers.
Got it all there.
Yep.
That's all she wrote. I don't know what's going on with Paul and Sammamish and Teeny, but, let it go. It's good letters.
He earned it.
He did. He certainly did this time. There we are. All right, Nate, check traffic for us, Nathan.
All right,
Please.
yes, sir. The Emerald Queen Casino has the update. We're seeing rivers rise this afternoon, and this has prompted flood warnings in Snohomish and East County along the Snoqualmie River. And we've got some road closures right now through the Carnation area. Seattle to Everett is going to take you 50 minutes still, a 10-mile backup between Shoreline and Mill Creek starting near Northeast 185th. Bellevue to Everett at 1 hour. You're solid from Bellevue into Canyon Park. Catch a little break, and then you're going to join that northbound I-5 backup, which is getting thicker. South 5, you're slow from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. North 5 still jam-packed from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 35 minutes to get through downtown Seattle. And northbound 99 is packed through the downtown tunnel. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, you got a bad knee and haven't been able to ski. Maybe you got a bad shoulder and the idea of playing golf or tennis is out of the question. A bad ankle, no matter what it is, and maybe even going to a doctor and they're like, well, we probably have to do some surgery on you. And you're thinking, okay, I probably have to set up an appointment for that. What's the recovery? What's the percentage of having full range of motion back again? You start to do the calculation like, is there anything else? When you hear about stem cell procedures, you might have a whole bunch of questions. Well, the man himself, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, the guy that helped me with my hip more than 3 months ago, is going to be doing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock a free live webinar. You'll find all the answers about stem cell therapy and whether it's right for you, takes your questions, explains everything. And I'll tell you something, this is the guy to see because he's done more than 20,000 of these stem cell procedures. Dr. Mark Wagner is the man with the answers when it comes to stem cells and whether it's right for you. Lots of questions. I'm sure you've got them, so register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
A rising blast, left field, grand slam, Rosarena!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home.